What's up, Blue Badger? How you doing? How you doing? I sound like shit right now, but what's up, dude? Disciple, how's your day? How's your night? Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. Good. What about you? I'm sick, dude. My girl got me sick. I took the last hour of work off because I'm sick, dude. You probably hear it a little bit, but fuck it. Fuck it, though. We ball. Ugh, goodness. It's really in my nose, man. That's the issue. It's just my sinuses. I probably sound like got a true Michigan accent now. Hope you get better soon. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I'll be all right. I get sick like multiple times a year. It's whatever. As long as it's not AIDS, then I should be good. Ugh. Hate it though. I hate that stuffy, like in the back of your eyes feeling, you know? That's the worst part of it, I think. The sore throat too, but I don't have that really. It's my water. There it is. But yeah. What's up, G2? How you doing? How's your day? How's your night? How's your life? How's your wife? How's your strife? How's your whatever? How's your day? If I sound sick, it's because I am. I'm good. I got a headache, but I'm good. Otherwise, my wife is good. Hell yeah, let's go, baby. Word, dude. Yeah, word. Hella sick. Trust me. Very sick. Oh, wait, now let me take that off. Ugh. Let me just do check here. You ran outside yesterday? What the fuck's wrong with you? Why would you do such a thing? Why would you let that happen? My hands are so cold I cried when I got back inside. They hurt that bad. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, or you're sick because of the shots from last stream? No, no. My girlfriend got sick, and she gave it to me. I insisted on, being around her though, obviously. So, taking care of her last night. You know, with her parents and shit, making her soup and stuff, because apparently they don't like the canned shit. I get it. The canned is pretty awful, pretty salty, pretty disgusting. Sitting there making soup. Her dad was shit talking her last ex. I'm sitting there just laughing, but I'm in the back of my mind. I'm like, are you gonna? If we break up, is this gonna be me next, or I don't know? But yeah, it was hilarious. Skin still hurts today. I did permanently damage it. No, you didn't permanently damage it. Skin heals fairly easily for sure. Yeah, we'll get better. Thank you, Disciple, and thank you, G2. Appreciate it. I just don't like the way I sound right now, though. If I did like a playback, I probably cringe. I mean, I cringe anyway. I don't think anybody likes the sound of their own voice, but today is really bad. I feel like. So I figure, why not make it better by I don't know. You sound fine, TBH. Oh, thank you. Aww. In my head, it sounds awful. Maybe not like the worst ever, but you know. Not too different fare. Welcome. What's up, Presino? How you doing today? Presino. How's your day? All right. Let me take these groovy meds real quick. Cheers. Oh, goodness. I do better swallowing pills without water than with water. It's kind of weird, but Especially if it's like a big dry one that's just gonna get caught in my mouth anyway, no matter what. But yeah. Require purification services? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Purify me. Teach me. Make this mess. Let's do it. Let's get purified real quick. Yep, I'm ready to be healed from the inside out, spiritually and physically and financially and all that good stuff. Teach me. Ready for it. All right, here we go. I'm waiting. He just hits me offline. You seek knowledge? When it's knowledge, sure. God is real. Open your heart to Jesus. I was a Christian for 19 years. My heart was open to Jesus. It's no longer open to Jesus until somebody proves that Jesus is real. Or at least is still real. Son of God, actually up there. Not just that the entirety of America fell for a Roman scam. Want to open something else to God? Type shit. Jesus was a criminal. Diddler died on a cross. Whoa, a Diddler? A Diddler? That's the first time I've heard that one. Jesus was a Diddler. Would I put it past him? Have I heard that one before? No. What knowledge do you seek? I don't know, man. Whatever knowledge is available, really. I don't know. Whatever works. It's the God that most people are convinced is real, actually just an imaginary friend. What's up, Skeptical? How you doing today? How's your day going? How's your night going? How's your life going? How's your wife going? How's your knife going? How's your strife going? Mark 14:51. Okay, that's interesting. Let's look it up. Let's look it up real quick. 51 and 52. Okay. Let's see. A young man wearing nothing but a linen garment was following Jesus. When they seized him, he fled naked, leaving his garment behind. Why did they seize him, though, is the question. Let's see here, 27. Gethsemane? I don't know. Jesus arrested. Oh, seized by the Romans from the looks of it, not by the actual Jesus. Yeah, I did read it. Thanks for asking. All the snow finally melted. How are you? I don't know if the snow melted, but looking out my window, I think it didn't. I'm sick though. That's how I'm doing. How's your day going? I literally just asked that. Please don't answer it. Well, yeah, I'm sick. Got a flu or something or whatever. The body aches are starting to kick in a little bit. My nose is stuffy. It's not good. It's not looking too good. I think it might be over for me. I don't know what to say though. Do we call it here? Just good life. Let's go ahead and end it. Get my cell phone out of here. I feel like that right about now. I can't take being sick, dude. I hate it. I'm sick so often because I have a bad immune system, but like this one's just, it's potent. It's real potent. But yeah, that's how I'm doing. I'm doing sick. Do you think the saints of the past and present are or were good people? Some were, some weren't for sure. Um, the ones that spread around Christianity, even within the Roman Empire, maybe not. The ones that spread it around the planet, definitely not. The ones that took who learned it and then used it as an opportunity to, do better for the people around them, then yeah, those are pretty sweet people. Do you watch anime? Against my will, yeah. Against my will. I'm not the one into it, Maria is. Atheism is intellectually lazy and weak, held without evidence, but easier than thinking. Hey, Edith, if you want to have a conversation, you don't have to do like the copy and paste inflammatory stuff. I'm right here. There's not that many people in the chat. All right? Maybe if you like going through Deconstruction Zone chat or something, or like allegedly Ian's, then you have to just say something really inflammatory so that people can pay attention to you. I get that, but like, it's only just me here. Have your conversation. Just me. Little boy first a young man who described as following Jesus wearing only linen cloth and was seized by the soldiers. He flees naked. Yeah, so that's that would be the Romans' fault, not Jesus' fault, right? Do you affirm that there is no God? No God at all? No, I don't affirm that. I don't know if there is a God or not. But the Christian one, if logic means anything and logic describes everything within our reality and that there is no outside of our reality, then yes, I do affirm that the Christian God can't be real. Because his doctrines has a logical contradiction. Oh yeah, fucking Darth Dawkins script. So you make the positive affirmation that there's no God. As soon as I hear that, especially from somebody that very clearly sounds like they sound like they're 16, but they very clearly like 22, 23. I'm like, okay, well, this is not somebody I want to talk to. Imitating a copy and paste scripts, yeah, dude. I don't know why they always have to, why they feel the need to just like at least shake it up a little bit, you know? Like use the term absolute morality versus objective, so you don't get blown out so often. Affirm. It's like, come on, dude, what are we doing? Yes, God, in my experience, cannot be demonstrated to be anything more than an imagination. More than imagination. Been asking this question for years. I've never heard a coherent answer. Me either. Me either. It's been 10 years for me. Still led me nowhere. Love the Jordan Peterson pseudo intellectual types. Yeah, it's weird. I don't think I'll ever figure out how people think using a book from like thousands of years ago about fairy tales is good to apply to experiences today. I guess it's just the power of indoctrination, you know? Run around slaughtering people left, right, and center, telling them to convert to this religion. They convert to it, spread it to their children. Their children grow up, have children, spread it to their children. That's how it keeps going. Unfortunate. Hate to see it, but just a Roman holdover. We see the little boy at 4 a.m. Gethsemane Park with Jesus. It's real. They use drugs to see. Okay, sure. Okay, I'm not sure what you like, huh? It's real. They use drugs to see. Like, where are we getting this from? I don't know. Hey, Hugh, I'm taking a shit right now. What are you doing? I'm not taking a shit. No, I am not taking a shit. I'm in my room, in my chair, looking at a computer monitor right now. Please do not like or subscribe to this channel. Let's work to get this channel removed. If we can come together as a team, we can kick him off social media. Oh, I don't even joke about that. I like my channel. All right? I like my channel. I enjoy it. It's a good channel. All right? Remember Constantine? I know of Constantine. Yeah, what about him? Come on, it's a good channel. Come on, plant-based brother. Don't be like that. Vegan detected, opinion rejected. Oof. The work to get this channel removed is actually crazy, though. Yeah, what about Constantine? He saw a cross in the sky. Did he? I'm not middle aged and I'm not a princess. I'm 28 years old and I am a man. I'm a man. I'm a male. I'm he. I don't believe in any of that mentally ill stuff. I do was a piece of shit, but man, he was funny. I'll give him that. Just like our president. Complete and total piece of garbage, but I'll give him his props. He's funny as fuck. Yes, I did see your text saying that you were taking a shit. And I said that I'm not taking a shit because I'm not taking a shit. Zinc, Arkansas, yeah. That was such a that was just so funny. Yeah, what are your pronouns? Excuse me. What are your pronouns? And he had to have obviously known what he meant. So he probably dealt with that shit in his real life. It's really hilarious. He was Christed and saw a cross on the sky. They put cross on all shields in Rome and outlawed crucifixion of pedos. They gave the emperor drugs to see. Get it? I mean, you're giving me pieces and bits of information, but without me researching it myself, it's like, A, it's not super relevant to the conversation of like whether or not God's imaginary, but B, it's, you know, it's not something I like, okay, maybe, you know, sure. Are you a French painter? No, I'm not a French painter. The White Rock, yeah. Came a little bit of that crack cocaine, you know. Put a little Brillo pad in the end. Constantine was gacked up on Whoop Chicken for sure. What about Resurrection? But no, not a French painter. I think if I were French, I wouldn't be here right now. I would have done the world a favor if you catch my drift. Just kidding. I don't know why the French catch such a bad rap. Is their country overrated? Absolutely. Is it overpriced? Absolutely. Is their culture not very warm and welcoming? Correct. Does their language sound like some Mickey Mouse ass language? Yes. But they deserve to exist, right? Of course they do. Are you purified at Hugh the Atheist? He showed you the way. His kingdom is with you. Why have you forgotten? His kingdom's not in me. He doesn't exist. Until somebody can prove he exists, then he doesn't exist. It's not a me forgetting the kingdom that's actually in me because you asserted it. It's prove your claims. It's prove your claims. I'm gonna watch a movie. Oh, that's a fun way to say it. My stream's not entertaining. Fuck you. Fuck out of here, quacks. Enjoy your movie. No, stop. There's a muse you can invoke manifest knowledge from. Aristotle could do it. I don't know if Aristotle's probably the dude we should be trusting on these sort of things. Have a good one, Quacks. Take care. Take care. Enjoy your movie. They sound like they're gagging when they speak. They kind of do. They don't have like the like a lot of the West Asian languages do, but they have like the I don't know. It's like they're speaking their entire language from the front of their mouth and instead of from their throat. Like have some confidence, have some rigor, you know, have some spine. What do you think Jesus looked like? If he was born in modern day like Palestine, I would imagine he was a brown guy. You know, brown, woolly hair maybe. You know, like a typical Arabic gentleman. You atheists fail to explain something from their nothing burden of proof on claim. No, the positive claim being made is about a God figure, especially a God figure that has all these attributes that's described in the Bible. It's not the positive claim isn't on atheists who say I hear this story and I'm not convinced of it being true. Do you deny the light and life within you? Why do you have to keep coming in speaking such schizo shit, dude? Like, do you deny the light and life within you? Like, dude, it's 2025. The hippy dippy stuff, it went out of style like 50 years ago. Average male height back then was like 5'5". Yeah, it was a little shorty, you know. Hail Satan, hail knowledge. And that I can get behind. But yeah, time can't start because time isn't a property. I mean, time isn't a construct. It's a property. Have you heard of the Hebrew Israelites? I have, and I don't talk to them because they're the ones I've talked to have been very hateful and very stupid. Why do you look for his kingdom in this world? His kingdom is not of this world. So the Bible's false. He didn't interact with this world, correct? When people say he's outside of space and time and not of this world and this, that, and the third, it's like, okay, so we're just saying the Bible's false. Because apparently the crucifixion and all these supernatural things happen in this world. So it's a moot point, you know? He's able to open and close the door whenever he wants to, but he's been in this world. So why wouldn't it be of this world, at least partially? Religious at all in a big 2025. Could you imagine? They got Pat Voss banned on TikTok. Wait, permit or if it's permit, dude, that fucking sucks, man. He wilds out a couple times, but yeah, he's permit's harsh. I deleted TikTok on accident and I can't re-download. Do you have an iPhone or an Android? If you have an iPhone, you're fucked. If you have an Android, it's a very easy fix. The easiest of fixes. I hope it's not perma. I love Pat. Pat's hilarious. A lot shorter of a fuse than me, and that's really saying something. He just says, iPhone, yeah, you're cooked, I'm afraid. Sorry. If it were if you were on Android, you could just download an APK and call it a day. But he was ignoring one of them. They reported his channel. They'll report you for literally anything over there. There was this one time, one of Darth's, well, not one time, I think it's happened a few, but one of Darth's people, firstly, Darth's, his little ilk, I don't know if it's Darth himself a part of it, but, you know, like the Phil Bro ilk over there on TikTok, they have a Discord server, and they think people don't know about it. You know, tell each other about new channels so they can swarm in and shit. It's not just like them seeing each other guesting on following lists or whatever. So it was this one time somebody came in spewing tag. He was like, you know, how do you ground knowledge? I said, how? He's like, it's circular, it's arbitrary, yada, 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 you know, the script. I was like, okay, you know, he just kept trying to, you know, claim. And I was just like, all right, prove your first claim that you made about knowledge. First one, substantiate it. I just kept saying that over and over. He got mad and went to his Discord and told him about it and reported me. I deleted TikTok after finding out it was CCP propaganda, but that's where I found your lives at. Oh, let's go, baby. Let's fucking go. 2025 is definitely a WTF year. It will be a WTF year for sure. At least until 2029. But yeah, it's, dude, yeah. Fuck. I'm tripping. I've labeled myself an atheist since the mid-90s. All arguments from the existence of the God of Abraham are asinine. From what I've heard, absolutely, I would agree with you. You no longer believe in God. Now your belief is only in science. Now you only believe in the evidence that science presents. I feel like that's a loaded question. What's the next part of your script? What's the next part of your dialogue tree? Because if it's going to be anything that doesn't get us to proving whether or not God exists, then I'm not interested. If it's just like, oh, I don't think the science can account for everything. It's like, well, how can you not believe in God? Or that's what I've heard from that similar line of questioning. Or like, yeah, then they like, oh, well, God's outside of space and time, so that's a category error. It's just what's your particular dialogue tree in this situation? It says one watching now on YouTube. Well, how do they count this shit, dude? Or is there only one? Am I just cooked? I mean, now he only believes in science. Science is just a method of parsing the world around us. That's quite literally it. Do I only believe in it? Eh. I make hypotheses, but even those hypotheses have some sort of scientific grounding. So, if you're asking, do I believe in anything like supernatural, divine, paranormal, magical, or whatever you want to call it, then no. If it's not physical, or at the very least can't be grounded in the physical, I don't have a reason to accept it, really. Just to move the convo along. Hell yeah. You gotta watch Dr. Blitz make Dawkins have a meltdown. Someone clipped it and reposted to YouTube. I was there. I don't know if it was for maybe the latest meltdown or whatever, or like another one, but I was there for one of his meltdowns. He kept trying to do the whole positive affirmation shit, and Blitz was not having it. I fucking love Blitz for that too. If science only presented facts, it would not change over time. It does not present evidence. It presents evidence that we believe to be facts. All right, so Preya, here's what I want you to do. I want you to take your phone, you know, turn the screen off. I want you to throw as hard as possible against the wall, because physics says that your phone is going to break. The screen's going to shatter. That glass doesn't have the tensile strength to, you know, doesn't have the tensile strength to allow that kind of force all at once, so it'll shatter. Might ruin one of the components or a couple. I want you to do that real quick, because that's what science is. You get me? So it's like, I don't do whole like scientific denial. Science is self-correcting. That's why it changes. It deals with the best possible information they have available to them at the time. I'm not going to sit here and sandbag and say like, oh, science can't be real because it changes. You know what I'm going to trust? Something that says that, okay, we had it wrong before, we learned new information, let's update it, versus something that says snakes talk, and if you don't believe it, then you're wrong, because snakes talk. you know. So no, I don't do too much in the way of like science change is therefore unreliable. Therefore, the solution is some sort of God described in a Bronze Age fairy tale. Like no, absolutely not. And if that's what you're doing, like be consistent. Take your phone, throw it as hard as possible as you can against the wall, and I mean full on yeet that thing. I mean outright fucking bing that bitch. You know, you won't do it though, because you trust science too. Just so far as it just not the ones that lead you away from your fundamentalist beliefs. It was a while ago. Yeah, I was there for it. It was a few months ago. Always exists is a infinity argument, aka God, something from nothing, light and time created. How could something always be? We see nonstop entropy. Same way God could be. The way that you have to toss away, like you have to use the laws of science to get to God, but then has to exclude God from the laws of science is like Plus, scientists doesn't make any claims about what happened before the Big Bang. Dawkins been toast since Destiny cooked him like 6 years ago. Oh man, he's been at it for a while, hasn't he? What do you think is the worst denomination of Christianity? Oh man, Mormons are bad. Jehovah's Witnesses are pretty stuck. What else? I say, if we want to really get technical, I'd say the Amish, just because of like the technological suppression. But I guess that's just my personal biases. What the fuck? Wait 1 second. Oh. No, I'm on it. I'm on it. What's up, Dwayne? How you doing? But yeah, I don't know. There's a few. Take your pick. I'm hungry. DoorDash me. I am not gonna DoorDash you. Oh, Preya left. Okay, got you. We don't believe something came from nothing. That religion teaches that garbage. Exactly. That God was, oh wait, no, Preya's still here. I spoke out of turn. But yeah, that God existed forever, and then one day got bored. Was like, okay, let me shit out of the universe real quick. I believe it will break. Many of our convictions are based on beliefs, even well-established scientific theories. Okay, so we're getting somewhere, you know. So it's not just what can be used pragmatically; it's what can the work be shown for. And so far, scientists show their work mathematically. They show it evidentially. They show the experiments. So there's no reason for me to toss away science in favor of fundamentalist religion. I think that's one of the worst possible ways you could live your life. Mormonism or Jehovah's Witnesses. I want to give the slight edge to Mormons because I'm not gonna just sit here and call Joseph Smith a pedophile because like I mean he was, but if we really like whittle away religions based on which ones believe in a pedophile or was started by a pedophile, we'd have like no religions left. It would be over. It'd be GG. No re. Faith of aeonic life and eternal life. What do you mean aeonic life? Congratulations, the largest traditional witchcraft coven in the world is on the chat of your channel. You attracted us to listen. Let's see what happens here. Ooh, wait a second. Wait. Stay right here. Stay right there. Stay right there. Right there. Don't you move. Don't move. Don't move. That's it. That's all I wanted to do. Welcome in. How you doing? Celtic Spirits Coven. How's your day going? Math realism shows proof of deity design. It alludes to it if you believe that a deity is the only possible thing responsible for it, sure, but to say proves, no, incorrect. Does YouTube censor? I think it does for like some really, really horrible things, like some really outlandish shit. But like in general, no, you can get away with a lot more on TikTok. I mean on YouTube. I'm saying that just like God, science is also a belief. That's just outright incorrect. I don't know why y'all keep trying to try to say that science works in the same vein as your fairy tale. I really wish y'all would stop trying to do that. Like I really wish we could stop. Works with the best possible works with the best information available at the time. You're like, oh, it's just the same as my belief in a book that says that snakes talk and people rise from the dead. I'm not even reading the rest of that shit, dude. I'm so sick of hearing that. It's also a belief. It requires faith. This no, just leave me alone at this point. I understand very little English because I'm from Brazil. Ooh, você fala português? You just got censored. Yeah, it seems like you did. Said something about cloud strife. No one knew it was definitely that bad. Any ephilist? I e-file my taxes. If that's yeah, science is not a belief exactly. You have faith that the science is right. No, they show their work. Can they miss a step? Can they have bad information? Yeah, possibly, but they show their work. I want to see one Christian that believes in supernatural claims show their work. Can't do it. I swear, no one knew. I highly doubt it. Science is a theory closest to fact they strive. Fair take. That's fair. I can work with that. But yeah, well, once we stop trying to equate the two, it's like, ugh. Send notifications? Sure, why not? You have to send your notifications manually on Trovo? Are we fucking joking? It's whatever. Most people think it's absurd because the Bible says we came from clay, but science says we are stardust. How do I best explain this to you? One showed their work, the other has not. From clay to human has not been demonstrated. Humans being made of the elements that we know ourselves to be made from, having to come from stars that are made of those elements in far higher concentrations, that supernova, it makes a lot more sense. Plus the amount of time they give over the billions and billions of years between then makes a lot more sense than God choosing to breathe life into dust. Does it censor the words twink and pregnant? It looks like they don't. No, they did not, apparently. Oh, man. Let's see here. Search for objective truth with reason. What do you mean objective truth with reason? Guys, why was so much of Squid Game just old man Yahweh? Okay, enough. Okay. Adam or Logos, do you say? What are you saying? Eve is transsexual from ribs. Lilith is female feminist. Huh? What are we hearing? Nonchalant, possessive, has a secret. Don't mess with my pookie ass front man. Yeah, well, yeah. Also, where are we getting this? And probably within original scripts or something. I don't know. So I won't ask that question, but yeah, these are a lot of words I'm hearing, Prince. You know, a lot of words. Male frustration, God made trans Eve rib. Are we just are we like are we okay? Are we doing all right? Satan is true female. Are we doing okay? Are we chilling? Eunuch is your Jeebus. We're okay? What are you saying? Are we just saying words? I'm hoping not. That's what it appears though. Like, are we just? I don't know what. Like, huh? Lilith is female feminist. So let's see. Okay, let me just go all the way back. Lilith was dust like Adam. Okay, now we're kind of getting somewhere. Adam or Logos, do you say? Eve or Zoe is 2025. You say Adam and Eve. So Eve is transsexual from ribs. Lilith is female feminist. Lilith casted out succubus, want demanding 50-50. Male frustration, God made trans Eve rib. Satan is true female. Eunuch is your Jeebus. Yeah, I don't know. This is I don't know what to make it is. I don't know what the fuck we're doing here. Friend returned to God because he feels okay. So now we're just back to preaching. We couldn't substantiate our claims or get anywhere scientifically. So you're like, okay, let me just preach. Return to God because he feels you. Science is also a belief. Incorrect. Neuroscience itself says that nothing makes sense. Everything is a construction of our brain, so everything is a belief. That's just outright. I don't know what to tell you on that one. Return to God so that you have a greater purpose in life. If returning to God means that I want to go around a YouTube chat saying any and everything, then I'm so horrifically uninterested. It's not even funny. I'm 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 absolutely not interested. I saw your comment on my screen there, Celtics, but it got censored on my. I can't see it in my multi-stream chat for some reason. So send it again without like whatever word censoring it. Ooh, shoot this, or I'll just go back. I think that'll work better. All right. Let's try this again. Ooh. Return to God because He fills you. I mean, yeah. I mean, I mean. You know, I'm just saying. I mean, Hail Cleo, silly monist. All right, I don't know what you're saying, Priscino. If start saying things that I can then engage with, and then I'll be happy to respond to you again. But from now, it's just I don't know what you're saying. Okay, let's go back. Okay, the fourth wave of atheism seems dumber than the other three. We witches now. Sorry for stopping by a mentally retarded channel. We will move on to academic channels on this subject. Oh, see you later. Have a good rest of your day. Have a great rest of your day, my man. Appreciate you being here. Hi, Hugh. This stream looks really interesting. I'm a fellow ex-Christian, and I'd love to have a little chat. To start, what moment was it that you began questioning Christianity and why? Oh, so for me, I read the Bible. That's what started it. I read the Bible, started thinking about God differently after reading it. You know, saw that He valued some things differently than I used to think He did. After that, looked into apologetics, and the apologetics were given contradictory accounts, and that all of the apologetics I heard seemed to start from this presupposition that okay, God real and God moral and God good, right? So I was like, you know, nobody's perfect, right? Let me look at the evidence of this being real. Let me, you know, I believe it to be true, but I'll take a look back at the evidence to figure out why I believe what I believe. And all of the evidence was putrid. It was bad evidence, not very good evidence. The logical arguments sucked. The historical evidence was all third hand. The you know, all of that good stuff. So I knew after that I was like, okay, well, I've been lied to, so deconstruct it. Those Amalekites got cooked, bro. They quite literally did get cooked for sure. I feel so unsophisticated on YouTube chat. TikTok matched my freaking shit and grammar. Yeah, yeah. Now you look like not gonna say what I wanted to say. See, once you inspect the evidence, you realize that it's not great, especially not for framing your entire worldview around. Exactly. Anybody that's honest at least would come to that conclusion. Finish that sentence, you? No, nah, nah. I think I'm good. Nah, it would be me. I still want the profile picture joke. I'll be honest with you, man. I can't even remember it. Also, why are some of these comments getting filtered? Let me make sure I'm live. Ugh. Have you read the book that Muslims claim to be teaching of people mentioned in the Bible, even though they're medieval forgeries? No, I haven't. Speaking of Muslims, though, I'm getting a little further in the Quran. Still one of the worst things I've ever read. No balls. I have balls. I switched to live chat instead of top chat to see everything. I think when people send words that get filtered, like they'll show up in my Streamlabs as being sent, but they won't show up in YouTube chat for me. So like the one gentleman used the word retarded. So it came through like it did send, but then YouTube filtered it. So it showed for me, but it didn't show for everybody else. And at this one, I'm not sure what word could get filtered. I mean, all of these words are allowed. Muslims, Bible, forgeries, medieval. I don't know. YouTube isn't trying to show the word Muslim just in case. I can imagine. Especially if they're in the pockets of the US government. Which would have to mean, yeah. But yeah, I don't even remember the joke, G2. It was so long ago, I can't even remember it. The magic is real, though? What magic? What magic? What magic is real? My balls? My balls being magical? Is that real? The magic? A magic? Some magic? So you think Jeebus didn't exist? I'm up in the air about it, honestly. I've heard convincing evidence one way and the other. It's not a real point of contention for me because let's assume he did for a second, still doesn't prove God exists. Let's say he didn't, definitive proof that the story's fake. So it's like pragmatically, what I'm trying to work to is a lot further back than what people keep trying to present me. It's like people, I feel, and it's pretty weird that when I ask questions about whether or not God's an imaginary friend, I get people trying to argue, okay, so, let me argue for the existence of Jesus. Let me argue for this, that, and the third. Let me argue for all these things that have nothing to do with anything. It's like, let me not talk about the God I believe in. Let's talk about why science is fake and why Jesus was real and all this. Like, can we stay on task here? I don't know. Did you know that the original Book of Mormon had so many grammar mistakes? Oh, I bet it did. I bet it did. If somebody's claiming they went into the forest and God showed them, or an angel showed them some golden plates, and that proved that they were a prophet, I'm gonna assume they're not maybe the smartest person in a book. You know, demon speaking in language is not from Earth. I haven't seen a demon yet. Math failing in reality so far hasn't failed from what I've seen. Could you give an account of any of these things happening? Highly, highly doubtful. Horrifically doubtful. Super, super doubtful. Highly doubt it. Subjectively or objectively? Objectively. Subjectively works for you. I've seen some things that I could subjectively think, not make sense to everybody else outside of me, but still believe it happened. Sure, but to say these things happen and then, expect me to believe it from somebody who's not you, then, eh. Plus, if the language isn't on Earth, how do you know it's not just gibberish? Exactly. Mandela effect is objective magic. Mandela effect isn't magic, though. It's people remembering things incorrectly. One person gets it wrong. People copy from the one person, and eventually gets to a point where people remember it entirely different. Like, let's consider what was it? The one from Star Wars, "No, I am your father." Like, what's going to be one more marketable, right? "No, I am your father," which you would have to have context of the line before then to see why that makes sense, or "Luke, I am your father." So which one's going to be the one that gets spread? Or Berenstain Bears versus Berenstain Bears. Bernstein is a lot more common of a name than Bernstein or Berenstain, you know? So obviously people are going to remember things differently. Deja vu is subjective, indeed. People changing their perceptions over time due to hidden qualities we may not understand. Let's see here. Oh, you're talking about the Mandela effect? Oh, no, you're talking about deja vu. Changing their perceptions over time due to hidden qualities we may not understand. I've done a self-case study on deja vu, and it's usually remembering old memories that are similar to what happens. Yeah, I one time I was having really bad deja vu. Like, I just kept having it day after day, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna ground myself in this moment. I have no choice but to remember this. And so if I remember it just like this in the future, then I know it's just a similar situation happening. And sure enough, it happened again. I was like, okay, well, just like I have a monotonous life and not just that there's magic going on. I'm scared we're going to get a 456 in frontman bathroom scene next season. Oh, man. If there is a next season. You were talking about the Mandela effect? Oh, gotcha. Satan is in the chat as well. Indeed. Yeah, Prince Prasino is he's saying words. I'll give him that. He's saying some of the words of all time for sure. Based on the time Moses healed people in the desert with a snake in the Old Testament. True. True. What's it called? Cause God damn it, I learned in a medical assistant class. I can't remember the name of it. Not the seal of something. I can't remember. I'm excited for the final season of Squid Game. Yeah, me too. Probably won't be out until like 2037 though. And then put his kids in the game or some shit. I don't know. 1 second. Ugh. Still got 5 over here? How is that happening? Let me refresh. Nope, still 5. Still 5. HR IRL number 61. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Would it be your kind of content to like call me on Discord right now and talk on your stream? Maybe it'd be more interesting. I typically don't, but yeah, I typically don't. I prefer like a phone number sort of deal. Like for guests and things. It's Discord's more so like for after stream kind of, or in between streams, not streaming the rest of the life, type of deal. That being said, I will as soon as I get. Wait, let me see if I'm set up now. Actually, wait. Hang on tight. Hang tight. Hang tight. Hang tight. See what we got here. So sorry. So sorry. Can't see what y'all saying. Your account is still being set up for web access days later. For sure. Yep. Literal days later. Okay, man. Appreciate it. See here. No worries. Just wondering. Gotcha. It's a setup. Does the phone number work though? It doesn't work for messaging from the web, but it does work. Does it work for? I don't know. We'll see. Why'd you become an atheist like that? What's the biggest thing that made you change into being an atheist? I looked for evidence of God existing and found none of it convincing. All of it sucked for different reasons. All right. Let me try texting myself and see if they allow me to text back. I don't know what's going on in this thing. I can feel your atheism is shook. Yeah, it's over with. GG for me. Wait 1 second. Let's give myself let's compose a message to type the number out. What's my phone number? Well, my fake phone number. Oh, okay. Yeah, or just invalid number, please. Like, don't just try. It'll probably be valid if you let me type out the whole goddamn thing. Let's start there. They stopped me after the area code and was like, okay. Oh wait, no. Okay, 7 1. Okay, so you can text. I can get text, but can't send them for some odd reason, I guess. BRB gonna get some water. All right, take care. Do you remember the Special Forces guy, Weehaw June, the police officer that snuck up on the island, hired to let his team? He was so bad. Yeah, I remember him. Glitch in the antimatter matter replication machine seems sort of latency. What? All right, let me add a new source. Sources, text. It feels so weird to say that with my missing tooth. Text GDI. Prompt, add a new source instead. Let's do it. Let's put a phone number up. Shoot. Phone number. Ariel's text. One. what number it is. Let's put this over here. Let's put this right here. That was definitely a sentence. It was a sentence for sure. All right, done. Oop. Yeah. Let's just go ahead and center this. Center to screen. Center on screen. Ugh. I gotta do this differently over here. Oh, no, I don't. Okay, just go ahead and do that. Transform. Center on screen. Oh, not that far up. Just go down a little. Welcome back, Awesome Emerald. It says your call cannot be completed as dialed. I can call myself. Is that the right number? Let me see. 409-9812. Ah, that's why. That's why. I fucked up. Because I fucked up. It was me that fucked up. I fucked up. I fucked up. Let's try it now. let's try it now. Let's see. 701, 409, 9812. There we go. First caller. Hello.
Hugh the Atheist Man.
Hugh the Atheist Man, indeed. What is up?
Not God.
Not God. W guessed. Interesting. Let's do it. He cooked. He cooked. But yeah, I agree. No God up there. Just down here doing our thing, you know.
Exactly.
Just, you know, walking around, eating, pooping, shitting, defecating, excreting, doing all sorts of different things, yeah.
3 words for defecation was definitely necessary.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You know, gotta really get the point across that all we're doing down here is shitting. I had a friend once who said that he got over a lot of his delusions of being God by remembering the fact that he shits and has to shit and can't stop shitting.
That's a great point.
Yeah. Like, do you think God has to shit?
I think we are God's shit.
You think we're God's shit? Just like
we know some Christian just logged onto the live stream like, what the hell are these heathens talking about?
60-second sermon says Jesus loves you. So I think this might he came in couldn't have been the best possible time.
Probably not. Does Jesus have them double D's?
I don't know. Do you think Jesus has some double D's? I don't think so personally. I think
since he's biologically male, it's unlikely that even with gynecomastia he would develop more than B cups.
Yeah, it's like even if he was eating good, what did he eat in the region, like hummus and talum?
Didn't he fast 40 days? So.
I mean, nowadays he might get some double D's put on in there. You know.
Yeah.
You can save more people with double D's than you can with you know. than you can with just giving them a sermon.
A correlation with breast size to religious affiliation. I
don't know, but I would love to. I would love to figure that out, though. I feel like that'll be some really riveting study. Does he have a BBL at least? Don't say at least. I think double D's are a lot more likely than a BBL. Plus, BBLs look disgusting. You and the BBLs, don't say yes. Please don't.
Oh, we have Vagabond Dave. I actually just finished Lawrence Krauss's book, A Universe from Nothing. I think it's, well, first of all, he actually did describe nothing as the absence of quantum fields. But I think even if you lend him that, there's no way to prove that there was nothing at all ever. And so I don't really think that helps your case that God is necessary, if that's what you're trying to argue.
Yeah.
That's my take.
What he said, I haven't read the book. Speaking of,
So basically, he talks about how it would be expected by our current laws of nature that complexity and mass could originate from an empty quantum field, which is super interesting.
mhm. Interesting, interesting.
Yeah. Super interesting book. And it's also really hard to explain to theists because it sounds so counterintuitive. But it's like he makes a really compelling case, and I hate all the whole nothing from something arguments because we really can't know that there was nothing that the universe had to arise from. Maybe there just is, and that is the state of reality. And it's not really helpful to just make up a god. I feel.
Yeah, I would agree. It's kind of the same reason I don't explain like my thoughts on time, which is not that it's linear and that we're moving through a time construct, but rather just like it's a description of the passage of events in the present. Because it's not intuitive. Because we have memories, we look to the future, we think about the future, so it's not going to make a lot of sense to a lot of people, especially theists. I think that it was created by a god at some point,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's why I tend to stay away from it.
Hmm.
Oh, wait, let me just reorder this in my chat box. Where do I put this? Where is this? Dr. Amon Hillman can explain more about this. You familiar with Amon Hillman?
Never heard of him.
Can't say I have either. What's Amon Hillman do? Where would I put this? Oh, below my prompt. Shit. Okay, sorry. Just gotta put you right there.
Reinterpreted Christianity.
Do I make this bigger or do I? Okay, I know what I do. I unlock this. I move this up. You know. Boom. I'm on a site called Trovo as well, and I might get some Russians calling in. I feel like that would be hilarious. And then we make this. Oh, phone number. Do we unlock it? It's already unlocked. Just gotta.
Okay, I'm curious about Prasino Onion. Are you a Satanist? Is that what we have in the chat here? You
He has said Hail
believe?
Satan a few times.
Yeah, that's okay.
Because if so, we're
Yeah,
getting somewhere.
yeah. I mean, the next step is complete absence, right?
Yeah. PhD in dual masters, a classicist Latin Greek powerhouse. Good for him. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, a bunch of goat emojis, so I'm gonna take
so
that as a yes.
Prasino Onion, do you affirm the existence of God and Satan, and you believe that Satan is the superior force, or what's this about?
Are you like a Luciferian, or is it like a?
Yeah. I feel like if I was a theist, I wouldn't worship Satan. So.
No, I feel like
I don't
that'd be
know.
a bad idea, but I mean, to each his own.
Yeah.
Let me move
I
this
feel
on
like the
up here.
horns are kind of a bad sign.
Yeah, and like the whole goat head in general is just. You ever have goat? It's kind of musty. It's a musty meat.
Interesting. I had goat eggs once.
Ooh, how was it?
Uh, Terrible, actually. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's a pretty musty meat for sure.
Musty
You,
meat. Okay.
you need a lot of things to cover it up. Like that's what a curry goat and like Jamaican cuisine. Excellent.
Mhm.
Yeah, roast it whole and just eat it like that. Maybe not the best. I miss Dina and TikTok Aaron. I haven't seen TikTok Aaron in ages. He's busy with Cadence. Him and Cadence apparently. I matchmaked on that one. I say matchmade, but they just like I guess they met each other from my chat. But like, yeah, I had no hand in that process. But yeah, I guess they're busy doing their things with each other. Quacks for mod. Quacks for mod. Do I do quacks for mod? Why'd you kick me from the Discord? I didn't kick you from the Discord.
Oh, bet I'm joining the Discord right
Oh yeah, head on in. The water's fine.
now. Okay.
I didn't kick you. You wait, no, let me check. I mean, accidentally maybe. I don't know. Let me look. Audit log. Let's see. No, even the audit log doesn't say anything about you being kicked from the Discord. Just a bunch of my actions, because me and the auto mod are the only ones doing things in there. Yeah, what the hell? I'll rejoin. All right, go for it. Oh, wait, I gotta give you a rollback. Wait. Ugh. They even made a roll and everything. Out of here.
Is this like budget atheist experience right now?
Kinda. It's my first time running the phone number, honestly. Because I was thinking about doing it, but beforehand I just kept having this issue with sending calls and texts over the web through text now, and today's the first day it's working. At least calls are working, and inbound text, not outbound text. So I figure I good enough. Why not?
Sure. Should I like pretend to be a theist calling in and question your beliefs?
Sure. Let's go for clips
content?
real quick. Why not? Yeah.
Oh yeah. The soundbite. Here we
Yeah.
go. Hey, this is Jesus calling from Wisconsin.
Hey, what's up, Jesus from Wisconsin? How you doing?
Good. I saw your title, ex-Christian, now atheist, and I'm just kind of wondering how you could believe the beauty and the complexity of the universe could arise without the God to put it there and to make it so.
Just to start, are you a theist or an atheist?
I'm a theist. I'm a longtime Christian. I was raised Christian.
Okay, raised Christian. Okay. So is the God that you believe in the only possible explanation for things that are beautiful?
The way I see it, I think it's the best explanation.
Right.
Maybe not the only.
And so for me personally, I think that beauty can arise from natural processes of the universe. I don't think that there's a God necessary in that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and how would natural processes make beauty?
Through from hey, do you know about the Big Bang? Have you heard of it?
Yeah, your mom knows.
Okay, you know what? Okay, that's wildly immature. Okay, can we not do that?
Sorry, I'm a theist, so you know how it is.
But yeah, yeah. Let's try to keep things mature. Okay, yeah. Let's not do that. All right, or I will mute you.
I apologize. I just repented, so you don't have to worry now.
No, no, but yeah, through the Big Bang, through the cooling of the matter that expanded at the point of the Big Bang, eventually led to our world. That eventually led to us through abiogenesis and evolution. That led to a mind that can perceive certain things to be beautiful and certain other things to be ugly. That's how I think how beauty is possible without God.
Okay. Do you think that there is substantive evidence for abiogenesis as a realistic pathway to the existence of life?
Yes, actually. There was recently a protocell experiment done back in August of last year, and there's also the Miller-Urey experiment from the 50s showing that it is possible for self-replicating for the parts of self-replicating organisms to be possible through natural means.
Are you aware of the exact results of the Miller-Urey experiment?
Essentially that amino acids were able to be created from or at the very least were that the building blocks for amino acids were able to be created over the course of the experiment from completely non-living matter.
Right. But do you know what percentage of the resulting final matter was amino acid material?
No, do tell me.
So it was about 2 to 3%, and the remaining material was tar, which is actually harmful to life. Additionally, I'm actually curious about that protocell study you just cited. Could you direct me to that? Is there a title for that, or?
Yeah, I'll look it up for you real quick. But you know what? In the future, maybe do your homework before you come on my show. Okay.
Okay, my bad.
Let's see what we got here.
It feels weird defending the theism position.
I'm trying my hardest not to laugh over here. Let's see what we got here. See, from the Pritzker School of Molecular. No. Let's lock in. Let's lock in here. Okay. Enough. From the Pritzker School of Molecular Engineering. Life from a raindrop. New research suggests rainwater helped form the first protocell walls. Published on August 21st, 2024.
Okay, let's follow a different route since clearly I'm severely losing as a Christian in this debate.
Not theistic enough. They never admit they lose.
No, that's the unrealistic part. What would you say is the explanation for the moral sense that humans have, that consistency in what we perceive as right and wrong?
Basically, we establish ethics as a society over the course of many, many years, and we come to a general agreement for the continuation of society.
Mm-hmm.
And so
like, what is the advantage of that from like an evolutionary perspective if we just arrived from survival of the fittest?
So basically, if we're able to form societies where we get along best with each other and don't hog resources and don't feel the need to steal resources, it'll allow us to thrive as a species and our offspring to survive without being predated on by predators.
Mm-hmm. So
Preyed on by predators.
See, we have Yukta J. That's my alt account. No, it's not. I'm just kidding. So there is actually no reason not to be a serial murderer as long as you don't get caught.
Oh no, there's very good reason not to be. You know, you're doing undue harm against people, and most people would disagree with the idea that that you can go around doing undue harm to people.
Mm-hmm. And why is that, though?
Because they have empathy, because of because of the evolutionary advantage I just brought up. Plus their societal upbringing, their parental upbringing, their culture, their religious beliefs, you know, the mental state, life circumstances. A lot of things can cause your morality to, you know, outside of a God figure.
Okay, I've got to take a break from the persona to answer this question. Just curious, but if Christianity were proven true, would you choose to believe? And I would like to scream the answer to this one, which is yes, of course.
Yeah, it's, you know, it doesn't go from a belief at that point. It's all right, here's the way that our world works, you know.
Exactly.
Now, it's ruled over by a God that wants my
worship.
worship.
People don't realize that when they think about atheist conversions. It's like, because they wouldn't be an atheist if that's what the evidence suggested often, so they don't see it the other way, but we really are just trying to follow the evidence.
Yeah,
to where it
exactly.
leads, and we totally would be a Christian if it seemed accurate.
Yeah, it's really that simple, you know. It's you know, it goes from belief to knowledge base. If what am I going to do? Reject knowledge because I didn't believe in it before?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I got into an argument with my friend. I got to read you some of this. Oh my god, he basically says the thesis: it takes as much faith to be an atheist as it does to be a Christian, kind of thing.
That's just
yeah,
so stupid.
that was my reaction. And I got to scroll up to this because I would go, why do you believe in Christianity without evidence after establishing that the evidence wasn't very good and I didn't believe in it? And he said a certain part of it is faith. You just have to have faith in it, and that's the leap. And I was like, okay, why wouldn't I have faith in the sun god or the juju at the bottom of the mountain, right? And he was like, well, there's not enough evidence for those.
Yeah, that'll do it.
360 there.
I do two things. One, I bring up that atheism is the default religious position of quite literally everyone that's ever existed, from front to back, side to side, born an atheist, not knowing of any God figures. And B, I bring up the fact that, and there's a lot of people, when they don't just, you know, like to say, oh, I don't have enough faith to be an atheist, or try to be more antagonistic with it. I'm like, okay, so we're calling faith theological? Is that the hill we're dying on? Because you're about to disparage an entire religion of people. Are you sure you want to do that? Are we sure we want to go that far? So then they normally drop it and pivot to, how do you justify your morals and whatever else the fuck.
Right. And then all answerable questions.
Yep.
Okay, we gotta talk with Sam here. I don't want to call, but are you able to talk through chat? I'm a Christian. We're all ears.
Yeah, I'm all eyes on you.
Well, yes, eyes more accurately, since you can't talk here.
Let's see here. Let's see. There's actually no reason not to be a serial murderer as long as you don't get caught. You know, see you on an ult. He'll most likely make fun of you if you say something dumb. Yeah.
It's a big if.
Yeah.
What makes you believe Christianity's false? Do you want to take that one?
I'll take it. I'll take it for sure. A few reasons. A few reasons. One is the doctrine and its contradictions. how God's outside of space and time, but also that you can be, and also that you can be separated from him, which is hell apparently, but also that he's omnipresent, he's everywhere, meaning he'd have to be inside of space and time as well as in hell with everybody else, and that there's no way to separate yourself from him. And so that's a logical contradiction. Logical contradictions can't be true, so either one of the other is true or none of it's true. Um, B is that there's just no evidence otherwise for me to believe in it. You know, that's evidence against, but evidence for, there's just none of it.
Mm-hmm.
I've looked into the resurrection, looked at the logical arguments, looked at historical evidence, looked at all of the testimonies and shit, and none of them are convincing.
Yeah. I want to read Bart Ehrman's Misquoting Jesus. I don't know if you've heard of that book.
Heard of the book, but never read it.
Mm-hmm. It's good stuff. I go to a Christian co-op school right now, which is interesting. And it's funny, kind of, I came out recently, which I hate to use that because there's like sexuality implications, but
Yeah. Yeah.
And just I've been arguing with people at lunch and stuff, and it's honestly kind of fun, but you just got to be really prepared.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm lucky enough to say that I went to a like secular high school and everything when I came out. And well, I came out after high school, and then I let everybody know I was an atheist shortly after. No, let me stop. No, but yeah, yeah, I was in college. Still friends with people from high school. You know, lost some friends
Yeah.
that way, but yeah, that'll do it. Let's see. Well, with space and time, it's more accurate to say he's not bound by space and time. We don't account for things that are not bound by space and time, though. Everything that we account for that exists either is conceptual, something that's just like a concept made by our mind, or it's inside of space and time. And so I would agree in that he's nowhere and has existed for no seconds if we want to like be technical here, but I mean, I don't like to say he's out like in some realm that we can't account for outside of our realm of existence is like what do you want me to do with that?
Mm-hmm.
Also, I can talk about the New Testament being reliable just to let you know which topic you want me to talk on mainly. Let's speak on the outside of space and time. You won't get very far with the New Testament because I mean, you know, it claims people rise from the dead. So if I have to hear one more,
Yeah,
why would
I
they
find
die
it
for a
really
lie?
interesting. No, I found it really interesting. The whole like it's funny. Lazarus rose from the dead. Didn't write a thing about it. The
Mm.
son of what's his name? The daughter.
Uh, I know I've read the Bible twice and I know
Yeah,
exactly who you're
but
talking about, but yeah.
her daughter rose from the dead. He didn't write anything about it. She didn't write anything about it. And then at his resurrection, people walked out of their graves, which at two different times, depending on which gospel you read,
Mm.
and and no one cared to write even about this except in the gospel accounts, which is
Yeah.
really interesting. They were written decades after. You'd think,
You would think, right?
right.
And I really try to give benefit of doubt and saying like, okay, well, you know, maybe got lost. It was thousands of years ago. Okay, fair. But also like you would think, you would hope, you know, for something as pivotal as that. I don't know. If you only count for things in space and time, what created the universe? I don't think the universe itself was created. I think it's just all that is. It's just a another word for all that is.
Okay, we have 12 viewers now. I bet this conversation's increasing your retention.
Yeah, it's it normally gets at least when I was on TikTok, I'm banned now, but when I was on TikTok for
Oh
sure.
wow.
They said hate speech and harassment. I don't know, dude. Here's the thing. So I'll give them the first. I got banned twice that night, but the first one I appealed it. It went through. They said, okay, we fucked up. Okay, fair. Suicide and self harm. Somebody sent something like really, really brain dead, like really grammatically. I just couldn't read it. So I was like, do you mind sending that in a way, rewriting that in a way that makes me not want to kill myself in GTA 5? And they took me down for it. Over with. So I appealed it, and they was like, "Oh, he did say GTA 5, so let's bring him back." And then like an hour later, it's hate speech and harassment. I don't know why. I don't know why. If I love to be honest about it, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
Okay,
see.
wait. What, from Sam. Should I read? Why not? Who's
Yeah,
to
go for it.
say we shouldn't take these things into account? How would you say this world came into existence without talking about stuff outside of space and time? And I don't.
No, continue.
Yeah, I don't see how that makes sense to me. That space and like, in order to create something, you have to be within space to do that.
Yeah.
And additionally, we see a lot of things that are created without cause, like, and they're not very intuitive, which is why this is a hard point to get across.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, like Hawking radiation at the edge of black holes. I mean,
Yeah.
these are particles that virtually arise from nothing, which is super interesting. And you know, at the end of the day, it's not like I know about how the universe. I don't know. That's the claim I try to make, but it's not. I don't think it's helpful to postulate something like that when we have a limitation in our understanding.
Yeah, exactly. Furthermore, just speaking a little bit more pragmatically, when people say outside of time, what they like, I like to break down a syllogism for them and make them see how silly it sounds. So, premise one: seconds, minutes, hours, milliseconds, years. All of these are measurements of time. Premise two: there was no time before the universe. Premise three: God is outside of the universe. Premise four: God is outside of time. Final conclusion: God existed for 0 seconds before the creation of the universe.
There we have it, folks.
You know, it's like, and if anybody disagrees with any one of my premises, do let me know. But I mean, just to make sure we're on the same page here. What denomination were you? I was a Baptist for 16 years and then Apostolic for 2 years.
Another thing is, I think the original version of the Kalam cosmological argument didn't have the begins to exist part, which actually makes it a worse argument, and we can get into that.
Yeah.
But the argument is everything that exists has a cause. The universe exists, therefore it has a cause.
Yeah,
right?
They have to patch that shit up real quick because I know exactly where you're going with it.
Right. And then I think I saw someone switch it around to what was it?
Begins to exist, or
yeah, exactly. That's how that was B 2.0 to make it work. But I think it's because you can switch around the premises to make it like,
okay.
Right. God does not have a cause. Everything that exists has a cause. Therefore, God does not exist.
Exactly. Or that God does exist, therefore he needed a creator. But they don't like that one one bit.
Exactly, right.
Space and time in this universe, if you believe this universe had a start, I don't know if you do. Personally, I don't. That means space and any time of a start as well. How do these things start? Yeah, I don't think the universe has a start. I subscribe to some version of a cyclical universe hypothesis.
Interesting.
Yeah, like I think that it's I guess once we learn more about dark energy, it'll make more sense. So I hold my reservations, but to me, from the outside in, it makes sense for expansion and contraction, like an infinite cycle of it, to make sense.
Oh wait, Wandering Blue has been talking. He's been laughing at me.
Let's see here.
So in your view, neither side can prove anything. I think that depends on what you mean by prove anything. It's not like I can, beyond certainty of a doubt, know that God doesn't exist, but it's the same is true for leprechauns. The same is true for a teapot floating between Mercury and Venus.
Yeah, the same is true for the dragon in my closet, you know.
Exactly.
It's just, it's not on you to disprove it. If I say there's a dragon in my closet, you're fully allowed to say, I don't believe you, what the fuck's wrong with you, show me, or I don't believe you. And that's completely fair. Likewise, if you tell me there's a God that said alakazam and made a universe out of nothing, then I'm required to say, okay, show it to be the case, you know. An atheist actually knows that God exists. That's just outright incorrect. Everybody's born an atheist. So are you.
No, I actually do. I do know God exists. I just really, it really appeals to me to pretend to disbelieve so I can burn in hell.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, fair. Yeah. I mean, once I heard there were some whips and chains and shit down there, I was like, I mean,
yeah,
I don't know. It's a little enticing, you know? I don't know.
The most powerful guy in the world. That's kind of.
You're not debating. You're just asserting things without. Oh, you're talking about Quacks. Oh shit, Quacks. He's calling you out, dude. Come on, dude. I've seen you do better, man. Stop. Uh, let's see. If the universe doesn't have a start, that means it's existed forever. Before I read the rest of what you're about to say, Sam, let me guess. It's going to presume a linear time construct. But okay, let me continue. If that's true, then it would have needed to exist forever. If it existed forever, it would take forever to get to now. Okay, yep. So like I thought. So Sam, I don't think of time as like something with a starting point. You do, and it's fine that you do. It's intuitive, and I'm not knocking you for it. And plus, I mean, if we want to get really, really technical, no way to prove it wrong one way or the other. But I think if time is just a property that describes the movement of things within our present, that's all I think time is. And so if the present's all that chronologically exists, it can extend infinitely in both ways. Versus if you think it has a defined starting point and it needs to move an infinite amount of distance, then that would make sense. But, I don't think of time like that.
Who's this destroyer of newts?
Let's see.
He's in here.
If you're a Protestant, then you are by definition a different religion. You are not Christian. It's just like the Christians split from the Jews and now they're a different religion. Ooh, we got a Catholic or maybe Orthodox, but yeah, or it could be an atheist altogether, just trying to do a little division tactics. If so,
yeah,
W.
I don't think that's correct. I think if you affirm the existence of Jesus and his death for our sins, just because you're a different denomination does not mean you're not a Christian. I think.
Yeah. I mean, for me, somebody is a Christian if they believe that Jesus Christ existed, was the Son of God, and died and rose again. For whatever reason, he rose again, whatever relation he has to God. Believe those things, I call you a Christian. I couldn't care less.
Yeah,
JoJo, what's up? How you doing? I see you over on Twitch. How you started streaming at a normal time? I'm sick. I took the last hour of work off.
There's a cell in our body called laminin, and it holds us together, and it's shaped like a cross. See,
no
the funny
fucking
thing
way.
Is, I actually started a religion called the Pi religion. We worship Pi,
Okay.
and we found that all cells are circles, and it just shows that Pi really is truly divine, and it's just embedded in reality in the very shapes.
Pi rays be upon him.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, but no, the laminin is not shaped like a cross. Please stop watching TikTok because I know exactly where you got that from.
Please stop watching.
And
I think it's not even unlikely, but a cross is a very common shape, and I don't think one protein having that shape is very sufficient evidence for me to change my entire worldview.
No, basically, it's like somebody took. I don't even know if it's laminin, if the cell that they showed or the structure they show was even laminin, but basically, like looked like a cell, and then they just put it in the shape of a cross, and was like, oh, well, there you go, divine, I guess. Search laminin up on a 2D surface. I got you. Let's do it. I love it.
Oh yeah, it is cross shaped. That's cool.
Laminin on a 2D surface. Let's look at it.
I bet it wouldn't even be cross shaped unless you specifically projected it onto a 2D surface, I guess.
Yep, and I'm going to prove that. I'm so glad you said that quite literally half a second before I was about to show the picture that showed that to be the case. Wait 1 second. Display captured, open source properties.
Okay, wait. We have Eugene back at it again. These are good claims, good questions, Eugene. God has shown himself through everything that has been made. And one of my favorite things on this was I'm listening to the audiobook Christopher Hitchens' God is Not Great.
Yeah.
And he has a chapter on arguments from design. And I think the general premise was that evolutionary processes have created complexity through survival pressure. And it is not accurate to say that this is any proof of anything supernatural because we can observe the evolutionary history in the fossil record, and evolution happened in small quantities as we're alive. So I don't think it's adequate proof. Oh, here's the picture.
Here's it on a 3D surface. Lay that down. It looks like a T for sure. Also, like
it looks like windmills.
Right. Firstly, where's the
windmills are divine.
Where's the part where the head would go if it were like the Jesus cross? And B, like, what is it like? Even if so, like, what would it looking like? Oh, if you look at it a certain type of way, it looks like, what would that do for me? Transform. Oh, sorry. Let me hide this. Edit, transform. No, center on screen. Fit the screen. Boom. And then hide it. Boom. Here we go. How does someone reject something that does not exist? Yeah, exactly. Because Exactly. Hi, here. What's up, JoJo? I favor apatheism. Apatheism is it's fun, but I just can't care. I mean, I can't not care. You know, it's if you live in America. I mean, I think it's a good idea to care about it for sure. Let's see. Let me catch up on comments real quick. Did you know that Jesus rode a donkey and donkeys have a cross in their back? What? No way. No. What's up? I see you, Quacks. I've said hello. Talked. Imaginary friends. Friends don't ghost friends. Yeah, fair. Fair. I was I would say I was ghosted by God, but I was more so like just left undelivered. Just not even didn't even open it up in the first place. Tell me the evidence for a cyclical universe. I have evidence for the start to the universe. It's the Big Bang. The Big Bang does not claim to be the start to the universe. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but it just claims to be the expansion point. And I can even, I'll, matter of fact, what am I doing saying these things, right? We show these things. We don't just say things. We show our work. I do what the theists don't. Wait 1 second. All right. Let's unlock this. Ugh. Let's go ahead and take you over. Ugh. They're probably so confused on Twitch because I'm only zooming in on the YouTube chat. But anyway, the Big Bang is the physical theory that describes how the universe expanded from an initial state of high density and temperature. The notion of expanding the universe scientifically originated by physicist Alexander Friedman in 1922 when the mathematical derivation of the Friedman equations. Yeah, expansion, not beginning, expansion. Doesn't claim to be the beginning. They don't make a claim about what happened before it. They just say this is the point where it expanded and our laws of physics start to make sense. See you later, Flex. Have a good rest of your night.
Complete breakdown in the hyper dense conditions.
Exactly.
In the Big Bang.
Big Bang is the point after which we know something, about what happened since. Yeah, it's the as far back as we can go to where things start to make sense. So how to get there? They don't make if physicists. Here's the thing: I'm a customer service representative for a living. If the people that quite literally have doctorates in this field and who get paid to study this, like study what happened before it, don't make any claims about it, why would I? I'm just good saying I don't know and not inserting a God figure into that. I don't know about anybody else,
I feel
though.
like how to get there, pushing it back to a God doesn't help anything. And
yeah.
Attributing personal attributes to that God, completely baseless.
Yeah, I would agree. I'll be back. You have a good. See you later, Quacks. Give an objective reason why Hitler was a bad person. I can give an absolute reason, but to say objective is a category error. Because he's talking about mind independent. You're asking me to use my mind to say why something is true outside of my own moral compass is true. I could say he was absolutely horrible. I could say his actions are never permissible, sure, but that's not to say like objectively, because just categorically and logically speaking, just gotta make sure because a lot of people are so happy to try to misrepresent subjective morality. In my experience. So maybe if they're not making any material claims, the answer is immaterial. Or we can stop trying to shove a God concept into a gap of knowledge. Maybe. Possibly. When are you going back to TikTok? In April. Because they're going to, I feel like here's, JoJo, I got banned twice in one night. That's never happened before. Ever. Not even once. First time it's ever happened. And so I know like whatever happened between in those 14 hours where Americans were banned from TikTok, something changed. And so if I want to get more strikes on top of the other strikes I have, I'm gonna make sure I want to keep my account basically. Do you know the fine tuning argument for God? I do know it, but the universe doesn't seem tuned. At least I mean tuned for life, definitely not. And tuned in general, it's like correct. I don't know if you like 68% dark energy, is that right or somewhere in there?
Yes. Dark matter, dark energy, 68%, and then there's more dark matter, and then
on top of
the matter we can actually observe is a very small.
Yeah, exactly.
Very small portion.
Exactly. JC, what is up, dude? How you doing? In April, yeah, man. I'm gonna upload on TikTok in the meantime, but I'm not streaming there until I get my strikes away. Like take my strikes away. Well, yeah, what is up, JC? How you doing? How's your day? How's your night? Daddy Hugh.
Well, that's we don't approve of worship here. Come on.
You're right. Oh wait.
It's Father. It's Father Hugh.
Father Hugh. Oh man, I can't wait to be a father. But that's a whole other conversation.
Mm-hmm.
If it were tuned differently, life would be different. Maybe not involving atoms. Life finds a way. Yeah, true. Or there wouldn't be life at all, which, I mean, fine. I don't think there's
And
any.
then we wouldn't deserve it.
Exactly. You know, I don't think there's any objective reason that life has to exist. You know, that's fine.
Plus, I also don't think there's any way to statistically map the likelihood of the constants being the way they are, because to assume that they could have been any different is completely baseless. We don't know that. And if they could be any infinite number of values.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
One explanation I've heard is that maybe it's just a constant of our universe that self-replicating organisms have to exist in it. So it's like, that's possible. I mean, I don't know. It's a lot of different things. I need some water. Wait 1 second. I'm sick.
We have from, how do you say that? UQTAJ, how do you think that life came about in a universe where the second law of thermodynamics exists? Life does not contradict the second law of thermodynamics because it happens in a very small system that is bombarded by energy from the sun.
Yep.
It is not reversing entropy on a large scale, and that is what the second law of thermodynamics applies to.
Exactly. And if you want to claim like the universe isn't a closed or open system. We don't know. You know, how can you put in a miracle of a cyclical universe? Okay, so now you're just trying to falsely claim it to be a miracle versus like a natural understanding or natural potential explanation. So okay, I see where you're going. That has no evidence, but when I say claim with the reason to fine tune in the universe have a start, is God of the gaps, because it's quite literally God of the gaps. To put a God into a gap of knowledge is God of the gaps. You're putting God into gaps. It's God of the gaps. Making hypotheses and having them. Here's the thing, like Sam, this could all be alleviated if you just say, I don't know, but I think God. Okay, now we have fair. We disagree, but fair.
That you don't know, but you think cyclical universe? Would you agree with that?
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know, but I think cyclical universe. It's a hypothesis. I can't prove it one way or the other. It's like just makes the most sense to me.
You were going to say that's a theory, like it's just a hypothesis that you haven't even.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah. So it's like I'm trying to be as honest as possible with them. You know, I don't know. I do customer service for a living, you know, but it makes the most sense from the outside in. Conversely, Sam, can you say I don't know, but I think God? Is that fair? Do we get some sort of common ground here? What created the universe?
that would be a kind of an agnostic theism.
Yeah, exactly.
And I find that interesting, but I think Occam's razor is not on your side in generally in theistic interpretation.
Because no matter what, you're going to have to put in more assumptions. Let's see here. So the chances are so minuscule it doesn't make sense. Minuscule doesn't mean impossible though. If we say like life can only exist on Earth under physical conditions that aren't present outside of our atmosphere, then maybe you have a point. But to say tiny chance when there's sextillions of planets and many chances to get it right, I'm just not convinced, dude. It's like, how do I best explain it? I love this analogy. Think about playing a Powerball lottery. And the chances of you winning are, 1 in 292 million, somewhere in there. You play one ticket, doesn't matter what numbers they are. You play the ticket and then you win the ticket, right? Jackpot. Set for life. Mm-hmm. Okay, you know, that's weird. Makes sense. That's cool, you know. Very unlikely, but it happened anyway. Awesome. But let's say you play 292 million tickets. Each one with a different set of with a different set of numbers on it. Then your likelihood isn't 1 in 292 million. It's 1 in 1. Conversely, life showing up in the way that we know it on any planet, low. Okay, I'll grant it to you. Fuck it, why not, right? But when there's sextillions of planets in our universe, of course it's gonna show up eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Hugh, when can we expect you to make an actual argument for your position? What position do you want me to argue for? I'm not claiming I know. I'm claiming that
even though the lottery is winning the lottery is so rare, you always see it on the news, and that's because the news is only going to show the people who win the lottery tickets.
Exactly.
Correct.
Unless you Unless it's like me or something, or has the winning ticket and burns it, then I probably report on that too. But even still, that's gonna be hilarious. Okay, I'm not claiming I know. I'm claiming that God is the most likely answer. Then we just disagree, and that's fine. Oop, what's going on here? Oh, that's gonna be really annoying. I gotta find a way to turn that off. All right, got another caller. We.
Okay. I need to head out anyway. Take
All right.
the dog for a walk. So
All
thanks
right.
for talking.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, you're welcome back up anytime you want to.
Thank you so much. See you.
All right, see you later. All right, let's call whoever just called. Call back in. Call back in. Love to have you. Call right back in. Is Dina here? I don't see Dina anywhere. If there was no eternal creator, then wouldn't the cause for existence keep on going and it would never stop? Therefore, we couldn't exist. Under a linear time construct, sure. Under like a chronological 0 point, like I believe in, it's still possible. I should call in. You should. But yeah, Dina's not here. I don't think. Dina's going through it right now, dude. Her face is red and shit. Actually love Jesus Christ. Yeah, call on in. Is God an imaginary friend? Let me know. But yeah, so you're thinking of time as like some linear construct that has to have a start. Yeah, but no. Hello.
Hello, is this the call-in show?
Yeah, it's yeah, it's just a guy. Hey, what's up? How you doing?
Oh, fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing a little sick.
Yeah, I just come in to call in. Don't you know that the proof is all the way around you?
Is the proof all around me?
Yeah, look at the trees, look at the sky.
Like the trees, the mountains, the baby's crying.
Yeah, absolutely. Even the baby's crying. Yeah, I'm just kidding. This is JC. I'm calling your troll.
What's up, JC? How you doing? Let me put you in my contacts real quick on this one, so I don't get stymied.
Is this actually your cell phone?
Is it actually what?
Your cell phone number?
Oh no, of course not.
Oh, I was gonna say.
No, this is like a what, North Dakota area code. I'm not anywhere close to North Dakota. Fuck that. You couldn't pay me to put my real phone number out here. If it happens, it happens. But like, it's not happening. But yeah.
You get a bunch of text messages that's unwanted.
Yeah. Also, if anybody thinks about calling this number after stream, like you might hear some shit. I don't know what to tell you. Might just start burping in their ear or something.
You could put one of those automated voicemails that, like, as if the world is ending.
Right.
Those emergency ones.
I'm gonna go to the dark side and do the quacks for mod thing there. Dude, you're not getting mod, dude. It's not happening. Quacks is skibbity. Alright, dude. Why is that your name on why is that your name on Twitch? Quacks is skibbity? Are we fucking joking? I mean, yours is what, like the Batman or something? So I mean,
yeah, mine. Yeah, at least I have an excuse that I made that when I was like 13, but I'll let other callers get in. I was just trolling you.
Fair. All right, JC, thank you. Appreciate you. All right. Let's see what we got here. Click send to retry. Come on, dude. Why text now? Why are you like this? Why are we like this? Why isn't there a God? I just don't believe that there is one. Could it be? Possible. The Christian one, definitely not. And God altogether, who's to say? You know? Just have zero reason to believe one. I have zero reason to insert a God into the lack of knowledge that I have. Ever since the Enlightenment, mankind grew more and more miserable. I don't think the misery of knowledge is a good argument for God's existence, I should say. Vote quacks for mod? Dude, no. How many times did you read the Bible? I've read the Bible twice. 2 times. Once when I was still a Christian. It's what caused me to deconstruct in the first place. And then the second time in the summer of last year. Just, not cross-reference, but like, get some knowledges. get like from a secular view, like really take in what it's saying. I want one reason, because your username is stupid. I read the Bible in every version, 100% on God, on God, on God, on God. Have you read the ICB? The fact that there's an ICB that still has all the stories about like all the terrible, terrible stories in the Bible, and that's all in the ICB. It's just really, it's crazy to me. Like, when did Quacks join the streams? I don't know, a little while back. He's not one of the OGs, but he's OG. He's OG. He's OG. I don't think he'll do anything, but you know. Hugh, do you watch anime? Not really. No. Like against my will sometimes, sure, but yeah, not really. I don't typically. It's not something I ever seek out anymore. I used to be huge on shonen though, like Bleach and Naruto, but then I grew up and got different interests. You know, it's just yeah, yeah. Hope that answers it. Or like one that I do want to watch though is Berserk. I feel like Berserk would be fun. Yeah, a couple months back. Yeah, I think it was around since I've started restreaming, like started streaming back on TikTok. I don't know. All right, let's see what we got here. 5 over here. Ugh. 13 over here. Ugh. How many over here? 0 over here. Ugh. How many over here? None over here. Ugh. Oh, I know what I should do. Unpin. See if that works. I don't know. Let's figure this out here. Can you give me a reason why God doesn't exist? If we're talking about the Christian one, the fact that being all powerful is logically gives way to logical paradoxes. The fact that if you know about set theory, it disproves the idea that you can be all knowing. There's also the fact that you can be separated from him, and also that he's outside of space and time, but also that he's omnipresent, that's contradictory. And I don't think logical contradictions are possible. Therefore, I don't think God, as described in the Bible, is possible. You got 2 beautiful human beings in Twitch chat right now. I see. Wait, 4. Well, it says my viewer count's 4, but hell yeah. I need like one big raid over on Twitch or something. I really got it. Like I think I'll hit the 50 followers eventually, but I gotta run my average up. I need an average of 3 viewers over the course of 30 days to apply for affiliate. You don't even need to look at YouTube chat anymore. Yeah, fuck them. No, just kidding. I can see every chat on the only one I can't see is Instagram chat. I gotta open up a whole different tab for it, but like on my screen, all of the like on Twitter, on Twitch, on YouTube, and on Trovo, and I guess Kick too. Yeah, I am on Kick. All of those show up on like one chat. I can't wait to start streaming on Facebook. I feel like that's gonna be really funny. If I get in the algorithm at least. It feels like I'm being buried by everybody though. It's hard to, I don't know. If I give you the best argument for God, will you change? If the argument's good and can only possibly lead to God's existence, then sure, yeah. But I can almost promise you it's something I've heard before. I'm about to start chatting on Insta only, so you have to open a whole other tab to look at my messages. Oh, come on, let's not do that. At least they won't fact check you. Yeah, true. I have a username on Facebook just for streams. Hell, fuck yeah. I'm gonna start streaming on Facebook early next month. Being a Hugh viewer in 2025 is hard. It's not a fun time. It's not fun, but you know, it's whatever. Oh shit, I gotta add my how do I add a phone number to how do I add a phone number? I'll figure it out. I gotta add my number to Linktree though. I'm on my wait, why do ducks have knees? I don't think ducks have knees. So I don't think wait, Quacks, how old are you? Let's get this out the way. How old are you? How old are you? I gotta figure out how to promote my streams on Facebook though. I feel like it'll be really good. Gulp? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Like have to remove you from the Discord kind of gulp or Oh, oh, oh no. Ooh, quacks. I didn't want to hear that. I didn't want to hear that. Oh no, dude. Ugh. 17 isn't removed from Discord worthy. I mean, I did say in the rules in the Discord that you gotta be 18 or up, you know? I did say that. I did say it, so I don't know. Ugh. Why is it wrong to harm someone? Because of the human experience of harm. We all have the ability to experience harm. We have empathy due to evolutionary advantage, so that we can know how our actions harm people and how not to harm them, so that we can continue going forward as a species. And so that's why it's wrong. God is an imaginary. Atheism is. Atheism is the lack of belief in a God figure. So I don't know what to tell you, Eugene. You can keep on with the sound bites. Like, sure, cool, but it's not going to do much. God is real. I'm sorry you decided to walk away. Prove it. Prove it. Prove it. It's that simple. Prove it. If Quacks gets banned, he'll be executed IRL. Are we fucking joking? He'll be executed? Seriously? Is this true? Is this true, Quacks? Is this true? Are you gonna get executed if I ban you? He doesn't know it yet? Is this true? Oh, he doesn't know? I don't know, man. But yeah, prove it. The number's on the screen. Give me one chance, and if I do anything wrong, I'll never return. I don't know. Do you know that breathing sounds like Yahweh? No fucking way. Huh? Or what? Breathing sounds like Yahweh? Is that... Please tell me that's not the best you got. Breathing sounds like Yahweh? Huh? Let's assume for a second. Firstly, it doesn't. Let's start there. But let's assume for a second that it does. Sure. Why would that then point to God? Why wouldn't that just mean that the early Jewish people made the name of their God based on the way that their breath sounded? A lack of belief in atheism? All right, Eugene, I'm going to go time you out real quick. Ugh. Eugene, you're not here to have a productive conversation. Just, flim flam and be inflammatory. So I'm going to go put you in timeout real quick. See you. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Take care. Have a good rest of your night. Appreciate you being here, but yeah. You're just coming in, it's like, okay, let me just reach into my hat of bullshit catchphrases and just pull out one by one. Just drop them in chat. It's like what are we doing? I lack a belief in atheism. God is not imaginary. Atheism is. It's like, just, okay, can we have a conversation? I lack a belief in atheism. You're stupid. Bye-bye. Take care. Have a good rest of your day. Have you seen Realism? No, I haven't seen it. You lack of belief in God. It's actually lack of a belief. You have a drink for tonight? No, I'm staying sober tonight. I gotta watch after Maria. I'm sick too, but she's sicker for sure. This is the worst cold cold, flu, I don't know. Worst whatever she's had in a while. Gotta be sober for her. Gotta take care of my girl. Take care of my baby girl. Hey, baby girl. Okay, no, okay. Why'd I say that? I'm sorry. Hugh, what's up? What's up? Have you seen the Avengers? I have seen the Avengers. That was not necessary. That's why I say every time I come into her house. JC, what the hello? Hello? Oh, you know what? You want proof for God? Jesus Christ, JC. We have somebody else in chat named JC. Boom, easy. Proof of God right there. You should make that the ending of every stream. I would rather blow my brains out. Just not even gonna cap to you. I'd rather just end my shit. Just call it a day. I'd rather paint the goddamn walls than make that the ending of my stream. Don't disrespect my name like that. My bad. You're actually here and existing. So, laminin is shaped like a cross. Let me close that tab out. This isn't wrap up time, but like it's consolidate my tabs time because I just keep opening them up as the stream goes on. No, I can't say that, Jojo. Okay? No, I cannot. Brother, seek help. Brother, you believe that talking snakes exist. You believe people rise from the dead. I'm not the one that has to seek help here. I can promise you. Brother, seek help. You believe that snakes talk and donkeys talk and bushes talk. You believe that all of humanity came from two people. You believe that the light came before the sun and that vegetation came before the sun. You believe the entire universe was created in 6 days. I'm not the one here that has to seek any help. You're not the same. All right. I'm a different person on TikTok for sure. I think that's why I got banned. They said it. You know what? Fuck it. Why not? Just for the rope. Hawk Tua. Spit on that thing. There's more Twitch chat right now than YouTube chat. Yeah, people have scrolled out for sure. Seek God. Juan, are you going to say literally anything productive, or do I just have to get you out of here? Do I just have to call it just get you on out? You know, you're going to say anything productive whatsoever? Are you going to say literally anything that's worth me reading? Quacks, we'll talk after stream. Can you say literally anything? Oh no, definitely not moderator. That's over with. Oh, that's GG, but you know. Yeah, can you say like quite literally anything that makes me you know, not want to blow myself into oblivion? No? Okay. Thought so. But yeah. How many do we have? 6, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. We got 5 over there. 1 over here. Ugh. 5 there. It would be like 50 on TikTok, but man. Chat, I clipped that. No, please don't. Please. 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 You wouldn't be Pog? I mean, that's pretty convincing. I do want to be Pog. P-O-G, not P-A-W-G. Though W-P-A-W-Gs. Let's go. Without a creator, there's no creation. I don't think the world is creation, though. You can't presuppose creation and then put your creator in there as the explanation for it. And, like, prove that the universe is intentionally created. Prove it. You can't do it. Nobody can do it. You can't do it. You're going to hell. At least spell, if you're going to condemn me to hell, at least spell the word correctly. What is it? Just existence. I just used the word existence. I think it works just fine enough. You're going to hell. La, 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 la. You're. Y-O-U-R. You can have Jesus or you can have grammar, but you cannot have both. Are you looking for atheists or Christians to call in? Either's fine. At this, honestly. Either or. 1 or 2. You know, Christians. Anybody that can, you know, just, yeah. Either or is fine. Make sure I have it open. Okay, it's open. Make sure to refresh. There we go. The hell, it doesn't show my contacts? Are we joking? Take us, Hugh? Do I take you? Wait, what do you mean? We will be here after the stream. Oh, both of you getting a talk? Okay, yeah. Jojo volunteered for the talk. I got you too, Jojo. Both of y'all are getting a stern talking too. Did y'all know humans only have 3 color receptors? Oh yeah, I did. I read that somewhere. Isn't it just I can't remember the colors, but wait, RGB maybe? Jojo volunteered. I have no reason to not believe Quack's here on this one, dude. I'm sorry, Jojo. 2 talking twos after stream. I did not. I'm sorry. I believe Quack's over you. I'm sorry. Jojo Novastar volunteer. Yeah, he didn't just make that up. He copy pasted that. Have you ever gone to a Catholic or Orthodox church? No and no, and I don't think I want to. I've been to the only churches I've been to have been Baptist, Apostolic, um, Universalist. What else? And what is hers? Like a non-denominational sort of. Let's get Juan out of chat. It's okay, don't cry. Nah, he's entertainment. Normally, it's like Juan's like he's probably actually a kid too, but he's like when your toddler has way too much energy, you don't just just tell them to lay down. You let them run around and tire themselves out. What the hell is the universalist? Basically, their whole doctrine hinges upon the fact that everybody by default is automatically saved. No matter what, that there's no hell to go to, and that nobody will be going there. You're mad about a single message. Dude, YOU apostrophe RE. How many times do we have to do this? YOU apostrophe RE. Your is a possessive. If you're trying to say you are to somebody, you have to do YOU apostrophe RE. Your grammar is bad because you don't know the difference between your and you are. You know that first word I used there? YOUR. You don't want triggered about someone that's in reality, right? Oh my god, what the hell happened? I'm just gonna glaze here the entire stream so he doesn't give me a talking to. You volunteered though, so I don't know what to tell you. I'm not religious, but honest question, why not get into relevant politics? Not hating at all, but atheism really the most constructive issue to focus on right now? Yes, to answer your second question, because a lot of people's political leanings are contingent on or hinge on their religious beliefs. You know, ask the average MAGA why they're so against abortion. They'll probably point you to their religious beliefs. You know, so I think once we get to the root cause of it, then we can start making progress politically. B, the politics space is just it's saturated, dude. I can't do. Firstly, it's useless. Like I feel like we're gonna be here a finite amount of time anyway. Like, what's the point of talking about it? But the second point is like, other people do a good enough job at it, you know. So I feel like once we make people realize like there's no good reason to believe the things that you do religiously, then a lot of other things will go with that. At least that's how it happened with me. So I don't know. You're going to hell and I'm not going to see you. They THEIR. All right, JoJo. Just for that, you're getting an extra stern talking to. Extra, extra, extra stern. You're getting the worst of it. The poggening will happen. We'll be getting there will be no poggening today. Just two very stern talking tos. JoJo gets the worst though. But yeah, the Bible's in like, why is the Bible being mandatory to be taught in Oklahoma? Because of religion. You know, I could say all day, every day, okay, maybe we shouldn't go deporting people that are adding to our economy, unless they're a violent criminal and we actually prove them to be, you know, or they break our laws. Maybe let's not, you know, maybe let's make sure our kids can eat in school. Maybe let's make sure that, you know, people can eat in general and people can get housed in general, you know. I think these are so commonsensical that if people disagree with them, there's not really much room for conversation there. Petition for Hugh to change his last name to Jazz. Why would it change to Jazz? How would that sound? Hugh Jazz. What the fuck, dude? Come on, man. Eli Lee. Come on, dude. Come on, dude. Enough. All right. That's very immature. That's very, very immature. Hugh Jazz 2025. Stop it. That's not gonna be my. That's not gonna be my last name. All right. What is hell to you when you were a Christian? The version I was taught was you know, infinite, eternal fire and torment. I'd never make an immature joke. Of course not. Dude, I'm not. Dude, I don't care about what petitions get made. I'm not changing my last name to Jazz. Okay, it's not happening. You have an idea? TTS? I already have TTS. I already have it set up. It's just a call-in show. Both. You know, I'm responding to chat, but like if I'm not going to sit here and ignore chat between callers. If the, assuming people just don't want to call in, don't want to give me their number, okay, fine. But but yeah, I already have a TTS enabled. People can either donate to me, well, not donate to me, tip me $1 or more, or donate to the crisis text line $1 or more for TTS. Why aren't you answering me? I didn't see what you said. You might have got filtered. And you did get filtered. You haven't said anything in a while. I'm going to start atheism. It's atheism, but only optimists. W. Do you think that religion is a universally bad thing? Historically, the restriction of religion has sort of just given reactionaries more ways to convince people to be against social change. Yes and no. I think religion in and of itself is amoral. It's just, it's not immoral, it's not moral, it's not good or bad. It's just the way that it's been applied realistically in the reality we live in that makes me give pause to the idea. All right, Juan, I'm gonna go get you on out of here, dude. Have a good rest of your night, Juan. Appreciate you being here, bro. Seek God. Bye-bye. Take care. Enjoy winter break. Put user in timeout. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Take care. Bye. Everybody say goodnight to Juan. He wanted attention. Everybody give him attention real quick. Can you look at the best argument for God? I've seen skadoosh. Fuck out of here. But yeah, I've looked at all of the arguments for God as far as I've been told. The Eliot argument, the moral argument, the ontological argument, the cosmological argument, the teleological argument, what else? The contingency argument, the transcendental argument, the mathematical argument, argument from consciousness, the evidential arguments like here's the thing, here's the arc or whatever proves the story to be true. I've heard all of it. I can promise you at the the argument I've heard the least, I've still heard it about 50 times, and that's the ontological argument. That that God as he exists God basically has to exist, like definitionally. Hope you have the most horrendous nightmares. God damn. But god damn. Just from a strategic perspective, I feel like there might be some value to working with positive interpretations of religion, especially since it tends to be a very hard thing to change. Yeah. But I feel like here's the thing though. It's like I don't think people believe in a lot of the more toxic parts of their religion because because they're just negative, horrible people per se, I think they just haven't given much thought to it. And so making them realize altogether that they have no reason to believe what they believe in the first place, I feel like it's a lot more efficient in giving way to them deconstructing the more toxic parts of it and the more harmful, the more socially, the parts that have worse social implications. I feel like it's a better strategy than this saying like, oh, here's, Jesus said to love each other. The people, here's the thing, near me, not even, this hits really close to home, right? And I've heard about it happening in multiple parts of the country, but there's a warming center being opened up not that far from me, and people oppose it that call themselves Christians. I don't think what they don't need to hear is Jesus wanted people to be warm. They don't need to hear it's God like to want people to not freeze to death, because I live in in a state with very cold winters, right? It will be you have no reason to believe in your religion. You have no logical grounding for your religion in the first place. And then working from there, Can Quacks read YouTube comments? Yeah, he can see them. Oh wait, no, he can't. No, he can't. Did you see the rock that Moses split? They found it. Are you talking about a Ron Wyatt hoax? If so, it was a hoax. Do you believe life is a simulation? No, I don't believe life is a simulation, personally. You're mean? A little bit. You got evicted from YouTube chat? How? I'm calling, but it's not going through. Oh, because I missed the calls. Oh shit. Who called first? Did I mute the site? Okay, it's just not showing it. Okay, I'll call you back. Whoever this was. Hello.
Hey, how does this work?
I'm calling to call about your car's extended warranty. just give me your credit card information, and your car will be safe. No, but what's up? I see that you called me.
Was your question really, is God imaginary?
Yeah, is God imaginary? Is God just a figment of our imagination, not actually a real being that exists?
So, well, first I'll start by asking you, how did you become atheist?
I read the Bible and saw that God valued different things than I thought He did, and
A lot of atheists say that. They say that the best way to become atheist is read the Bible. I've never read like the whole Bible through and through, but I've read a lot of passages.
It's the best
when
way.
arguments came up.
Yeah, it'll do it for. It's the best way. It'll do it for sure. But then I looked into apologetics afterward, and they were all giving like contradictory accounts. So that's what made me look for evidence in the first place, and I found none of it convincing.
Yeah. So how I got because I'm kind of really, I've seen a lot of content on it, and how I got into it was I made a Christian friend online, and I've never really thought about the question of God before. I was atheistic and agnostic.
Yeah.
But when he mentioned that, I kind of like, I had a moment where like, this is like really important. I should look into this. And then I started just like looking through every argument, and my just YouTube feed was full of Christian apologetics, just everything you could possibly imagine. And I would have like hours and hours of conversation with him every night. And at the end, because he doesn't talk to me anymore, but I got to a point where I've sifted through everything and I've come to the conclusion that there is no evidence, not a single ounce. And the reason that is because the proposition of a God is unprovable and unfalsifiable. So you could point to like the evidence of a resurrection, but how do you know that's not some other God or some demon playing as God or blah, blah, blah. And eventually I was wondering, well, can I make this statement? Can I be a Gnostic atheist, which is to say there is no God? And obviously proving a negative is, some people think it's impossible. But then I came up with this argument. Well, let's say you put this unfalsifiable, unprovable proclamation in a pool with an infinite amount of unprovable, unfalsifiable claims. Like I could say, oh, there's a unicorn in the 94th dimension right next to me.
Yeah.
But I have no evidence for it. I can put that all in the same boat and say that the possibility of the Christian God existing is 1 over those infinite claims, which is equal to 0 mathematically. So there's a 0% chance of them existing. And I'm wondering why that argument doesn't work. And you could say, well, how do you know there could be an infinite amount of possibilities? And I would just say stuff like, obviously light, there's an infinite amount of wavelengths, there's an infinite amount of dimensions you can make up. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of parameters you can kind of make an infinite amount of different gods to say that there's a 1 over infinity chance. And I'm wondering why that doesn't work. But then that combined with all the evidence that contradicts the Bible, like the scientific and historical evidence that goes against a lot of the claims in the Bible, like, oh, this person was on this mountain, or this went up in flames, or the earth is flat, or, humans were made out of dirt. And also all the studies where they test prayers, and they test, like, they put people who think they're speaking to God in under MRIs, and they see that the part of their brains that light up are the same parts where you're talking to yourself.
Yeah.
So, like, all that combined, I just think there's, like, no possibility of the Christian God existing. But I don't know how, like, what's wrong with that view. Like, why that's not valid.
No, yeah, I would agree for sure. I reached it through, I guess, some more pragmatic meanings, like looking at the doctrine, looking at the claims, and seeing that omnipotence is logically impossible, and there's no other way that we'd account for things that are illogical.
But
Same.
even when people say like, oh, well, how do you know logic even works without God, or like how can you, like, you can't define God into existence, and that's because definitions are descriptive and not prescriptive. Like you
Exactly.
can't, like the laws of physics, all these things, they're describing nature. They aren't facts. They're our model of what reality is, our closest model.
Yeah.
And once we come, like, just how like the laws of physics break down when you get inside of a black hole. Like, it's not that we figured out the universe; it's that we're making a model of it that closely aligns with what we see in reality. And like, it's the same thing with like, oh, are we living in a simulation? That's an unfalsifiable, unprovable claim. So you can't, unless there's evidence to point towards a claim, there's no reason to believe it.
Exactly.
Just like the claim that aliens exist. Sure, there's all these accounts, but there's no real evidence to point towards that claim. It's just people making shit up.
Yeah.
And even they can believe it's true, but it's not. And yeah, we have evidence against the fact, like the fact that all these people, they say they saw stuff, and we can see the progression of the aliens, like alongside the movies that were released, and how people see the aliens that like are with the movies that were out at the time. But in order to believe a claim, there has to be some evidence pointing towards it. And the more I like dug into not even the Christian God, but just the arguments for a God, whether it be Christian or not, I just saw nothing.
Yeah, same. It's like I can define a Fleeple to be a stack of $100 bills that's on my desk at this moment, but it's not gonna automatically exist. And so, yeah, that really really hit when he said that definitions are descriptive, not prescriptive. We can't
And
just.
the more apologetics I listened to, I just like, at first I was like, Christianity is, even if it's false, it's a good thing, right? It gets people to do good things. It creates a sense of community. But the more I listened to apologetics and all these arguments over and over again, not to mention the fact that all these people who make these arguments are extremely ignorant. Like, these arguments have been refuted, debunked a million times, and they still bring it to light.
Yeah.
I just hear it, and I hear like the dishonesty, and it's not even so that the person who's speaking these things is trying to deceive, but that they've been deceived themselves. Mm-hmm. And now I have this view that religion is kind of like this societal cancer, and I know I shouldn't believe that, but I don't see why it's like I don't.
I mean, look how it's been applied.
Freedom of religion, And I'm like, well, is it a good thing to have religion? Like, how can we like protect it without it like infesting the minds of the people in our society? Because obviously these people vote, they do things. Like, we need people who believe things that are right.
Yeah.
You can't have a bunch of people believing the Earth is 6,000 years old, or that like that evolution is false, and all these things, like all these claims that have no grounding in reality. I just don't. I see no way to justify having or being like accepting towards religion.
I would tend to agree with you for sure. It's like the conditioned part of me wants to say, obviously, be free to believe the things that you want to, and obviously, I wouldn't want to infringe on anybody's personal convictions.
Yeah, but then it gets into the problem of democracy.
Exactly,
democracy
it's like
isn't a perfect system. Like you can have
and it's
stupid people making stupid decisions.
Like we've seen
else.
The real world impacts of letting religion run wild, and it's like I feel like as humans, is that really where we want to go with that? Do we want to move forward?
Obviously our society and democracy is a lot better than theocracy, but it's still flawed.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to I don't know what I should believe about. Like, I don't know what view to have on religion other than that it's not a good thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, in
theory. But then there's things like theistic views where, like, it has nothing to do with the real world. Like, you could, sure, you could place God in the gap of, how did the universe start? Even though I think it's an invalid question, because time started, after the Big Bang. But you could place some sort of higher power in your life and have that belief. But when it starts to encroach on reality and make you believe things that just flat out aren't true,
Yeah.
then it just becomes like a cancer.
When it gives you a tool that allows you to go colonizing most of the planet, then billions and billions of people.
Not even to mention all the people justifying slavery and and colonizing with that.
Yeah, so I mean,
but even Christians would denounce that. Even Christians would denounce that. So it's not really.
It's like on the one hand, I want to. I feel like the word cancer is mean, but also like cancer. What does it do? It starts small and it grows until things are unfunctionable.
Yeah, and it's not that the cancer itself is like some sort of evil thing. It's just your own cell. It's just disorder growing inside of you until it just consumes you.
Yep, grows and grows until it's over. All right, dude, come on. Quacks is quacked. Thank you for following on Kick. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'd say we'd agree for the most part. I would love to say I subscribe more to like an anti-theistic view for sure. I would think it would make, more pragmatically make more sense, but I don't know. I feel like I'd just be betraying myself, or or at least who I used to be as a former Christian. But fuck it, I would say I agree with you for sure. It's
well, the hardest part about leaving theism, I forget what the fallacy is called. I'm not gonna bother. Well, maybe I'll try searching it up.
Yeah.
But it's essentially when people feel like they've invested so much into the religion,
sunk cost fallacy.
Socially.
Yeah, sunk cost.
Yeah. So it becomes this idea of, oh, but I can't give up my entire life.
Yeah.
But you're not taking into account the life you would have if you gave it up, or like
exactly.
what you would, like you're not losing anything. You're losing a false belief.
Yeah, and it's like so I know very like Christianity serves me no purpose nowadays, and I'm not even the slightest bit Christian. But I'm just saying, as far as being anti-theistic and to I feel like it would give way to disparaging people that are the way that I used to be. And so it's like, just solely off of that, it's like, but
well, you can come at it with compassion. Like,
exactly.
Just because someone believes in God doesn't mean they're a bad person. Like, yes, there are bad people that believe in God that spread propaganda, but most of the people are not the deceivers. They're just deceived.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, they believe in things for bad reasons.
Very, very few people are actively choosing to deceive one another.
Yeah. It's just people who come across someone who's charismatic and they're confident, right? And then they just believe it, just because it just sounds good. It sounds nice. The idea of a God is can be comforting.
Yeah, Russell's Jimmy's, hell yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I think overall we agree. Basically on every point. Yeah.
But with the claim that he's imaginary, I think even if he were real, which I don't think is a possibility, even if he were real, he would still be imaginary in the heads of most people who believe in this idea of him that isn't.
Yeah, that can't possibly correlate with the actual reality of who he is and what he is.
Yeah, because there is, as far as I've seen, which I've consumed a ton of content, there's no single good reason to believe in a God, let alone the Christian God. So holding that belief it can't be justified.
I would agree.
So it's by definition it's imaginary.
Yeah.
And of course people are going to say, "Oh, I spoke with God." But then, what about like the thousands of other religions and how they spoke to their spirits or they spoke to their God? That it's all.
Yeah.
And again, the MRI experiment. Of course, it's all in your head. It has to be in someone's head. It can't be the same God deceiving people, or maybe it's demons. They say it's demons. The friend I spoke about, he thinks all the other religions are just made by demons. I find that just
that's absurd.
I compare that to flat earthers, or like people who believe I don't know.
Yeah, I don't talk to flat earthers in the slightest. They're one of the few people I just cannot talk to. Flat earthers, Calvinists, fundamentalist Muslims, and Hebrew Israelites, and children, obviously. But those are my top 5. Once I hear that you're one of those things, with the conversation's over.
And it's like, yeah, I wanna be on board with, oh, people can believe what they want to believe, or they can, do what the freedom of belief. But I don't know what to think when it like gets into that territory.
Yeah, it's like, I'll just say, look at what it's done so far. And if anybody would ask, like, why somebody would hold anti-theistic views, I mean, just look at Oklahoma. Let's throw balls to the walls. Let's look at West Asia,
And I don't necessarily know if getting rid of religion as a whole would be a good thing, but like, we have examples of countries. I think it's Sweden, right?
Yep.
The happiest country that's like 95% atheist or something like that.
Yeah, somewhere in there. Yeah, it's
I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't say we can. I mean, even if I wanted to get rid of religion, it's just impossible. Even if I wanted to, so it's not something I ever give pause to. I'm just saying, there is definitely happiness and peace and contentness to be found outside of books, especially books that say that you're automatically deserving of punishment because 2 people ate a pomegranate off of a tree.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, sounds like we mostly agree. I would have to agree. I do think God's definitely imaginary by every stretch of the imagination.
I think more. I think the problem of religion would kind of be solved if, like, we kind of learned about epistemology or fit that into the education system. I don't know if you're familiar, but like, just the science of knowing and what is rational belief, and what you should believe, and based on what qualifies as evidence, all these things.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like if that was taught more in school, not even just like on the basis of religion, but everything, all the pseudoscience, all the people, like Billy Carson. I love watching his debunks.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, I don't know, the world would be a better place if people weren't so, because it is like a weakness of the mind to just like fall into these traps of like believe what these people who are so charismatic and confident say just on a whim, or without looking too much into things. Especially something like Joe Rogan's podcast, where so many people listen just for entertainment and they don't really care about what's true or not. I think the world would be a better place if we just learned more about the science of knowing.
Yeah, I would agree.
You can't be 100% certain about anything. Like, I could be just a brain in a vat, or I could be in a simulation. Sure, those are unfalsifiable, unprovable claims, but that could be the case.
Yeah, could be. Who's to say? But if they're just not ideas that like simulation or things that are by definition unknowable, I would think that everybody should. I would think that nobody should necessarily take those seriously, because there's not anything that you could pragmatically use.
Yeah, because I would put that under the category of one over the infinite possibilities.
Exactly. So it's like, yeah, I don't give any thought to it. It's like, if I am, sure, but why would I care if I were?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, hell yeah. I'll go get to the next caller, but I appreciate you calling in. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Take care. All right. Whoever's texting, A, it looks like I can't save contacts because I think this is JC's number, but B, I can't send texts out. I can't send out texts. All right, we're back. Can you DoorDash me boba? No, I cannot DoorDash you boba, actually. Thank you for asking, though. I think I'll pass. I think I'll pass. You can't be 100% sure about anything and then call yourself an atheist. By that logic, you can't be 100% sure of. If you know you're not 100% sure of anything, you can't be a Christian either or a theist. What's up? What's up, caller? Caller, are you there?
Oh, can you hear me?
Now I can.
Sorry.
How are you?
I'm doing fine actually.
Love to hear it. How old are you for YouTube purposes?
Well, I'm 13 years old.
Oh, you can't call in when you're 13, dude. I'm sorry.
Oh, I can't. All right.
Nah,
Well,
18 or over.
bye.
Have a good rest of your night. Yeah. Yeah, you got to be 18 or over. I probably got to add that in. Yeah, I'll add that in now, actually. Got to be 18. Got to be 18. No, I'm not door dashing you candy, dude. Caller. He's quite literally a caller, though. He called in. He called in. Hello. Hello? 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 Let's give a little countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Okay, I guess it didn't work. I demand my enthusiastic hello. Hello, G2. How you doing? How's your day? How's your night? Caller, hello. How are you?
Hello?
Hey, now I can hear you. What's up?
Yeah, I could hear you. Hi. I was just looking at your channel. It just popped up. Very good question. Is
Cool.
God imaginary?
Hell yeah. What do you think about the subject?
Yeah,
Do you think
yeah.
God's imaginary?
Well, I used to think that he was imaginary. So I used to be an atheist. So it's very interesting because you're an ex-Christian, now atheist. I'm an ex-atheist and now Christian.
Yin and yang, baby.
Orthodox Christian. Yeah. So, so I used to think that he was imaginary, like the lack belief in God.
Mhm.
And I noticed that you said that you read the Bible made you atheist. It's funny because I read the Bible and it made me Christian, and
Yeah.
I was searching for God. Yeah. So it's interesting how that works out because the question is God imaginary? Well, who has authority to say that God is imaginary is the question, because we can know that God is not imaginary by God's revelation. If God did not reveal or doesn't exist, then yeah, I guess it would be imaginary and we'd be talking to ourselves. But atheists don't have 100% proof that he is imaginary.
I think if we otherwise use logic, especially logic that we're going to use to explain God, then I would have to say there is 100% proof, at least for the Christian God. And God altogether,
How would we know that?
Maybe not, but how will we know whether or not logic has
no,
to?
I understand what. Yeah, you were saying. I don't want to interrupt, and I don't want to be disrespectful or all that. I'm just gonna listen.
Yeah, I would say for if you mean like if logic has to apply to all things that can possibly exist, which have to include God, no matter what reality they exist in outside of ours, then then we just can't say one way or the other. Sure, but if it has to apply to a God that's showed himself in our universe, that's done things in our universe, has been a part of our natural processes, then I would think we'd have to use it. And if so, then I just have to bring up the omnipotence paradox, how that's would give way to breaking logical laws, or how have you heard of Cantor's theorem? Which is the
no, I've not.
Basically it's set theory. This proves how someone could possibly be all knowing. It's not intuitive though. It's quite the read. And there's also the fact that he's supposedly outside of space and time, but also and that you can be separated from him, which is hell if you believe in that as the hell doctrine, but also that he's omnipresent, which is logically contradictory. And so if we so I guess
Orthodox Christianity has a different view and understanding of how that works. It's more that you were probably a I would presume Protestant, correct?
Yes.
Evangelical, I presume.
Yeah, Baptist, 16 years,
Or
apostolic, 2
yeah,
years.
yeah. So I grew up around Bible Belt, so I know all those talking points. But Orthodox Christianity has a deeply night and day difference of understanding of hell, even God Himself, ontologically, and how He interacts with the world and all those stuff. Because I could see why you might have left Christianity, just the way how it sounds, because unfortunately evangelical Christianity doesn't have a lot of, I guess, logical answers or historically correct. But if you go to Orthodox Christianity, you actually get the trueness of orthodoxy and understanding its faith. Just wanted to say that. That's all.
Does the Orthodox does Orthodox Christianity believe in Adam and Eve as people and that we evolved from them, or that we're their descendants?
Yes, they do that. They do that, but they do not believe in an original sin. So we believe that death, when they sinned, that we view it as death and sickness. We don't view it as debt, that Jesus paid for our debts. We view it as more defeating death and turning creation back into order, restoration, healing humanity to its fullness. So we believe in saying that Jesus became God. No, Jesus became man so that mankind become like God, little g.
Yeah.
So it's and I'm probably going to say all these things that might confuse you've never heard of. I'm still learning.
No, you're good.
New.
Yeah. The part I was getting at though was that how biology would have to disprove that we came from two people, and so I asked that about orthodoxy in particular because if it would still give way to believing in scientific impossibilities. So that's where I was going with that one.
Yeah. So you believe that it's scientifically impossible that there are two humans, that. Yeah, that we get to today, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that 8 billion
so
humans
with our. So come up with its evidence? Because again, if there is no God, therefore everything is subjective. Because if there is no meaning, we can't make on this statement. So if there is no logic without God,
I would disagree.
Then how
I think
do we get to that point?
I would say logic is
that's the question.
Logic's a framework that we use to. That it basically logic is comprised of, I guess in traditional logic, it will be the 3 laws that that are self-evidently true about the world around us. Basically, that things are what they are, things, which is the law of identity. Things aren't what they aren't, which is that the law of non-contradiction, and that there's no middle ground between something being and something not being. Then, which is the law of excluded middle.
But I guess I would ask is atheism is how do you get to know that? Like the question when I deconstructed atheism, that's funny because you mentioned deconstruct Christianity. One of the struggles is that to even know anything, because as David Hume even argued that we cannot make ought in his statement in this worldview. Like saying that Christianity is or religion's a cancer, like last caller, but saying that there's good or bad people, it doesn't really mean anything. And saying logic and all of that stuff, and that there is no absolute in that. So you say that there is logic and that you disagree, it's all subjective in atheism. And that's a huge problem, is if you do not have God, then everything is subjective. There is no truth.
I would disagree with that. I don't think that.
Yeah, but how do we get there?
I would really appreciate if I could talk. I would really appreciate if I could talk, man. I'm sorry to interrupt, but it's happened like 3 times. I'm trying my best here.
You know what? I'll let you talk. I apologize.
I appreciate it. Thank you. No, I was saying that with the logical framework in and of itself, I didn't think of laws as logic descriptively and not some sort of prescriptive thing that was given to us by something higher. I don't think any sort of God figure that would be outside of our reality has to be necessary for us to know things based on the framework presented by the laws of logic. I think they're self-evidently true.
How do you know that?
How do I know that they're self-evidently true?
Yes.
Well, because things are indeed what they are, so the law of identity checks out. Their things
How do you
aren't,
know that?
because they are. I mean, I don't know how to communicate self-evidently true to you.
Well, that's the, and I do apologize for interrupting you.
No,
That
you're
mistake
good.
on my part. Just no, it disrespectful. I do apologize for that.
Appreciate it.
But the question is that you know, I hear and understand what you're saying. Totally understand that. But what you definitely understand where I'm coming from, and we both disagree with this,
Yep.
is that the problem of authority and truth without God, to me, you cannot come to those conclusions logically without him. So like, meaning that when you say that we can make logical truths without God, that is subjective. And if atheism, you got to be consistent, then you have to say, well, we don't really know anything. As the last caller even said that. He says that he doesn't know anything. And back to you. Yeah. So how can we know those things without God it's a great question.
I guess my follow-up, I hate to answer a question with a question. I know that's lazy, but
That's okay.
I guess I'll say my question and then, tie it into my point. It's like, why would a God be necessary? And what I'll say like this: why would an outside authority that's omnipotent, has a mind, that's all these descriptions of God, be necessary for us to look at our reality around us, define words? I mean, use words to define the concepts that we see and that we're thinking, and then to make a word called logic, and then apply these, and then to see, okay, and then you get what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
why
So
would an
you-
outside
I'm
authority
really-
be necessary in that?
Mhm. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to repeat what you said because I want to respect you. And you're basically saying is, okay, so there is you're saying that how can God, I guess, be omnipotent? Can you repeat that again? I do
Sure.
apologize.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, 'cause I don't wanna miss-
I was trailing
Yeah.
off, so I don't blame you at all.
straw man you. That's all.
Okay, so what I'm getting at is that there's nothing that we know about knowledge in and of itself that would necessitate something having to be outside of the concept of knowledge, in order for it to be possible.
I
And so-
see.
That's kind of what the whole point I was getting at.
Yes. Thank you for telling me that. So, how I see it, it's basically I don't know if you know the transcendental argument
Yeah.
for the existence of God.
Yeah.
So again, I'm not perfect. I'm not going to be a know-it-all or
No, you're
think
good.
I'm better than you. Yeah, you know what, like this. Listen,
I've talked to so many
you
of them.
can
They're
do
just
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, I told, hey man, like I understand, I get it. We're all human. So, I guess that's my worldview that I prescribe to and understand through God's divine revelation, and because of his existence, the tag argument is how I stay to understand what is logic, truth, and moral, and all that spiel. I'm sure you already know it. So we
Yeah.
come to a different understanding of you don't believe in that, but I do.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
And that's completely fair
Yeah.
for sure. I just
Yeah,
me, in my personal life, I haven't received this revelation, so I can't appeal to it, unfortunately. And when it comes to things like logic and truth, people that normally argue for tag just make the assertion that an intentional being is necessary for knowledge and logic, and I'm like, okay, well, how? And it's basically just backs up on the claim itself rather than substantiating it.
Yeah, because people would say that's just the God of the gas argument, but I feel like some people, unfortunately, I'm still trying to get better at saying it, do unfortunately state it as a God of the gas argument, but it's actually not a God of the gas argument. It's just stating that God exists in his omnipotence, and because he's all-knowing, all-powerful, and all-true, he can have these things. But unfortunately, you probably have already heard people argued it in a very poor way. I hope I did a little bit better than most people, but
You did well enough, and well enough is all that matters with me.
Yeah. And I understand that, even especially most Protestants that I've met in my life. So, and I would say for some atheists too. I'm so we disagree on this stuff. So one thing I always like to, in discussions, it's not going circles, going back and forth, because it's just time waster. Me and you disagree on transcendental argument for God.
Yeah.
So I guess another discussion. Yeah, because I don't, I'm sure you agree. Like, you just know it's going in circles. Like, what's the point?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like it's nowhere I haven't been with, like, I don't know how many tag bros I've talked to over the course of the past 10 years, but a lot.
Yeah, I always say it's not to offend you, that even you can apply this to your life. It's actually in the Bible. I don't know if you'll agree with this verse. Don't throw pearls to swine. It's just a saying, hey, look, if the truth is on your side, you give it to someone. It's in circles. They're being ignorant. They're not listening. What a waste. You know what I mean? Like, what a waste. They're not engaging, not open, or not listening. It's a waste of time. And anybody can play. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's a highly, highly, highly judgmental way of putting it, but you're just parroting what the Bible says. Well, it's not you that I'm batting down on for that. It's the way the Bible chose to write that. It's swine.
Well, it was a saying. It was a saying. They actually had sayings and parables to make a point.
Mm-hmm.
And you can look at it like that. One thing that I noticed is that a lot of atheists, like myself back then, pointed out the horrific atrocities against people from all religions.
Mm-hmm.
But do you know any that atheists have committed?
Oh yeah, Stalin was an atheist for sure. Pol Pot was an atheist. Who else was? I think. So the two off the top of my head, but atheists have done some horrible, horrible things, sociopolitically for sure. I would say the difference between like atheist dictatorships that do awful things versus like religious ones is the reasons behind them. It's was Stalin was Stalin an atheist? Yeah. Did he do all send people to the gulags in the USSR because he was an atheist or because they were religious? Pol Pot, same deal. Kim, the Khmer Rouge.
I encourage you to maybe reconsider Stalin.
Reconsider? What do you mean? In what regard?
Stalin was very, very against Christianity, horribly against it. In fact, many of his subordinates had a lot of viewpoints to not even allow religious practices. One example is actually Orthodox, who's actually suffered it the most. So the Orthodox Church is one of the most persecuted branches in Christianity out of all of them. Islam, atheism, Marxism, and so on. So the Orthodox Church has suffered a lot under atheism. And Christianity is, again, opposed a lot of bad things that do not disagree with. But Orthodoxy is the opposite end. It's getting the short end of the stick. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I guess maybe in the East, sure. But then I just bring up how much of modern day Russia, modern day these former Soviet states are indeed not just Christian but Orthodox.
And they have their own problems at their side that they're working on. There's on the scenes. But I guess the problem is the last caller that I noticed is I don't know if I misheard him, but he mentioned he doesn't want to say religion's a cancer because he sees the good in some, but he wants to say it is. And so it's interesting because can we say that against atheists? Atheists, killed a lot of people, and some of them didn't do it for the belief system, but many of them did. And there is personal experience of Orthodox priests going through the atheistic worldview the persecution, suffering under atheism. So could people say the same thing against atheism?
I would say if we
the atrocities they've done.
maybe if we went like band for band on it, that would be my next thing. Like, okay, how many versus how many? I'm not really at all. Like, I'll acknowledge right now there have been dictators that were atheists, and a lot of them killed in the name of religious suppression, for sure. But then it's a matter of, okay, how often versus, at least in comparison to.
Well, it's new too, and I didn't mean to interrupt you.
You're good. You're good. Yeah, it's just like how many in comparison to the Islamic takeover of West Asia, or how many in comparison to the Christian takeover of the Americas and Africa and Oceania. It's like, I really hate to nitpick here, but if I would say,
of course, I understand.
But if one, and that's why I kind of make sure to tell them, like, cancer is, I don't know, it's a little harsh of a word. It's there is good, and at the absolute very least, even if there wasn't, I think freedom to express should hold precedent, hold superiority to that. But if we want to just if we want to be technical, it's one's had far higher realistic implications than the other. And so that'd be my
religion's been out longer.
I mean,
because religion has been out longer too, so it's than atheism, I would say. But it's interesting because atheists, with the the Marxist practices, not not considering capitalism or fascism, but it's killed a lot of people in a very short amount of time, and it's very new. It's very unique, and it's a very unique understanding because on the one hand, and you'll totally disagree with this, but those atheists that did those bad things, in atheism, you can't actually say that was bad.
I can say it was bad.
Because
I can agree.
Pointing back to the tag argument. It was
more so the moral
horrible,
argument, but
I'm glad that most atheists. It's the moral argument, but and that's my, I guess that's my problem with atheism. I'm sure you have many problems with Christianity, but I guess many people who leave the lack of belief have problems with it. It's just who gets to, if everything's subjective, then who gets to decide it? And the mock that they would bring up Christians, priests, these Orthodox monks, to piss in the Eucharist cups. I don't know if you know much about the Eucharist or all that, but
not really.
We Orthodox believe that it's a little body blood. So we believe that it's the little body blood of Jesus Christ. So we believe that we are the true church, and we believe that our tradition has been passed down for generations without changing, unlike the Catholics, West, and Protestants. And we've they looked at that and they saw that, and during those times they would piss in the cups, so they're like the blood of wine. So we actually literally believe that. And that might be silly to you, but this is what we believe. This is what we're stating. And they would piss and they would force them to drink it. And of course, Christians have probably done things like forcing Jews to convert to Christianity, which is against even the belief of that, or Muslims doing, or Christians doing the other. But I feel like that a lot of people who are, I guess, not religious have to, I guess, understand that even the other side has done horrific things. And it's unfortunate because I guess I just want to talk on here, just maybe for you to just open your eyes or understand a little more. Is the real question is again, back to the argument, how could we actually say that they were wrong if atheism is true?
I'll get right to it. I love the moral argument. It's the most common one I get for sure. I love it so much. I'm gonna toss away the other point I was going to get to about the newness of atheism versus the newness of religion. But there's a lot of reasons.
Not a got you moment. Just want to let you know.
Okay, gotcha.
It's not a got you moment. I don't want to make people think I'm getting that. It's just a genuine question. That's all.
No. So in my worldview as an atheist, and what seems to have been shown to be the case about morals, is that they are subject to the times that you live in, that they are a result of your life circumstances, your individual life circumstances, the culture you grew up in, and what the general public finds permissible and not permissible, your mental state, any illnesses that you might have mentally, the evolutionary advantage that comes with humans not wanting to take each other's resources and also to want to protect each other and have build societies where we get along with each other so that we don't just, speaking way back when, that can mean us dying of a predator or something, right? And I guess in part, yeah, your religious beliefs could have a part on it. And so I would definitely say morality is subjective, but I feel like where a lot of people who argue for morality miss is that a lot of the things that they morally disagree with were condoned by the God of their Bible, or their holy book in general. I'm reading the Quran currently. I'm not reading the Bible anymore, but and I plan to read the Tanakh afterward. But they were condoned by the God of their holy book. B, that they were that there is no way for them to access these moral truths versus the other thousands of religions out there, and C, that that they think that subjective morality means that me as an atheist has to find everything permissible, and like I think that absolute morality is the thing that somebody personally could find something never to be permissible. Like with me with pedophilia, I don't think it's ever permissible, but I think when we use the term objective or try to inject the God concept into people's moral convictions, that I don't know, it tends to fall apart. But what do you think?
What did you say? The last part?
Oh, it's that it's basically that a lot of
it just cut out a little bit.
Okay, yeah, a lot of morality, basically, that the moral argument from the outside in appears to be people trying to use their religion to hijack people's sense of moral conviction, no matter where it goes.
Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of people actually do that. Yeah. Unfortunately, people shouldn't do it. Yeah, but there also is a problem with it too. The atheist problem is, again, how could you say pedophilia is bad? And I totally agree with that pedophilia is bad. In fact, I totally do not agree with it. But actually, I've noticed that. How do you know you have the correct interpretation of the Bible?
How do I know I have the correct interpretation?
Unlike the Orthodox Church, because again, you probably don't even know much about them. Totally fair. Yeah. But how do you know that? So, I'm just gonna be open-minded. How do you know that the Orthodox Church got it wrong?
I wouldn't say the Orthodox Church got it wrong per se. It's just that to be in any denomination, I mean, I guess I'll elaborate to see exactly what you believe as somebody who's Orthodox, but to be in any denomination of Christianity would confine you to having to believe in the Exodus story and Moses as a prophet of the old law, or at least if you're Jewish, at least, I guess, too. But Moses as a prophet, Moses as a somebody who could properly convey God's message and what God wanted and didn't want. And it would confine you to some things like, thinking slavery is permissible, at least for Israelites or the chosen people versus non-Israelites, or that it was morally acceptable for, young virgin girls to be divided up as the spoils of war, and Numbers, as mentioned in Numbers 31:17 through 19. And so
the Canaanites, correct?
Okay.
Or are you talking?
Yeah.
The Canaanites.
Yeah.
Did you read the part where? No, I'll let you finish.
No, continue. If you have something to say about
that. I'll let you continue.
No, I was gonna say, if you have something about that particular point, since we're getting into specifics here, I'd much rather you get it out now than have to remember it and hope to come back to it.
I guess that I've noticed that when people talk about the Canaanites, is really how they forget that God actually gave them mercy for 400 years to lead them into repentance. So it wasn't just like, oh, they just got in with no time for them to change, because obviously the pagan gods, there was not really like anything like that. There was no real mercy, or if there was, it was very short notice. But it is told that the Canaanites had a long, long, long time to be given a chance to repent. So one thing to just add there, even if you disagree that God shouldn't have done that, that he shouldn't have told Jews to kill the Canaanites. And also, some people like get into semantics by saying that.
Well, not even the kill
all
part per se. I'm so sorry to interrupt. I'll hold it.
No, you're good. You're good, man. You're fine.
Yeah, I'll write my. I was saying not even the kill part per se, but I'm talking about in particular the pedophilia that was condoned in Numbers 31:17 through 19, at least from what I've read in the NRSV. So.
The the Protestant Bible.
Yeah, it's
one thing I would say is that the Bible has been changed but not fully corrupted. So we Orthodox believe that ours has been preserved from corruption, unlike the Protestants who have less canon than ours. So you grew up with 66 canons, and we have more canons of the Bible and the Catholic. I don't want to dive up to another area. Do you know what was the council that canonized the Bible?
The Council of Nicaea, right?
No.
No.
Council of Nicaea, so the Orthodox Church. Nicaea was basically, so what's interesting is that Christianity throughout the councils, it was always attacked, not because they wanted Jesus they wanted basically to attack Jesus' divinity, which is very interesting because we Orthodox, so the Nicaea was about the Arian heresy. And Arian was basically just preaching that Jesus was created. And, the other side, the Orthodox Church, that he was not created, that he was God, that he is God. And so we have the Nicene Creed that we say it over and over. Unlike the evangelicals, you guys don't even recite the creed. We recite the creed. So we believe, we say all of that. We recite the Nicene Creed. So the Council of Hippo was the one that canonized the Bible. So just education for that. And also,
Okay.
if you're reading the Quran, I'm not trying to like change your mind, because it's up to you to decide, and you probably are thinking for me. But maybe do some research, even if you disagree with Orthodoxy. Maybe you learn some of it, just in particular, because it's a very unique interpretation.
Oh, make
or
no mistake,
the original interpretation.
Make no
Christianity.
mistake, I am not reading the Quran for conversion's sake. I'm reading it for.
No, I didn't even think that. I didn't even think that you're reading for conversion. You're just. It seems like you're just trying to study. I guess. Could I be wrong? You're trying to read it to understand what you disagree with.
I would say that's a better one. Yeah, trying to because what I keep getting told by Muslims is that perfect inspired word of God, never corrupted. Scientific miracles, this, that, and the third. And always when I push back on it before, they're like, oh, if you haven't read it, and I was like, oh, horrific moral implications, same structural issues as Christianity is, basically unprovable claims, scientifically impossible, this, that, and the third. But they're like, oh, if you haven't read it, how do you know? And I'm like, I mean, I can look up the verses, but
if you do read it, so I actually tried to read the Quran. So it's very interesting. So I actually do the same thing. I try to, I don't mean to straw man you. If you felt like that, I do apologize. I really do try to understand more about atheism, even though I've left it. I still want to understand it.
Yeah, I think you're here in good faith.
Points when what?
I think you're here in good faith.
Yeah. So I want to understand what I disagree with good faith, and I try to read the Quran, and again, I believe in the Bible. It's inspired by God. But when I was reading it, I had questions about it. But when I questioned it, it was like, oh, you need to know the language. So it was interesting, and I had good faith towards him. I was trying to listen, understand what I disagree with, or maybe I was wrong. Maybe the Quran was actually inspired by God. But you might run into that problem if you do question I don't know if you've been through that, where they say, "Oh, you need to know Arabic."
No, they're just lying to you at that point.
Yeah.
It's it's
And
just
I'm sure
rampant
Christians
dishonesty.
said you got to understand the Greek, which there is semantics with everything, with the wording and stuff. And it's not easy when you're trying to understand or convert or not. It's kind of understandable that it is a little challenging now to get the semantics of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, because it's like, I don't think I've heard that one yet. I might hear it after the fact. A lot of them just, kind of drop the point after I say that I'm currently reading it. But I mean, it'll get you as far as saying maybe some euphemisms, maybe some little maybe not even metaphors, but like some maybe tiny little things here and there would be taken out of context, but not things as huge as the age of Aisha when Muhammad consummated his marriage with her. By the way, 54 and she was 9. Gross. But or things like giving guidelines on how you can hit your wife. Like they're not saying you can, give her a cake at the rest of her body instead of her face. They're saying like, no, you can, so it's just weaseling its way out at that point, honestly.
Yeah, and the numbers thing that you told me about, I'm going to actually investigate it to determine, your understanding and me reading it, getting full context. Context is important, but sometimes you can just, sometimes the context says, hey, that's wrong. This is actually a or you know what, that actually was what they said. So I'm definitely going to look into that. I'm not saying that's going to change my mind. Maybe you're wrong, maybe you're right. So I'm gonna look into that.
I put something on your plate, and you're willing to digest it. I can appreciate that. Either way.
Yeah, because you can't just sway away people's dismiss. Oh, you don't understand, because again, me and you're in the same boat. We're trying to, for me a little bit. I'll just speak for myself. I don't want to speak for you, but understand what you disagree with good faith. So I do want to know where that came from. Why do people think like that? Understand, maybe give better clarification. If it's just simply just disagree, that's just what it is. But I don't really have any much more to say.
Okay.
Is there anything you wanted to say to me at this moment?
No, that's it. Appreciate you calling in. I can't say coming up anymore. I got banned off TikTok, but yeah, appreciate you calling in.
Shoot. Yeah. Of course, man. Hey, what's your name again?
You can call me Hugh.
You don't have to tell me your.
No, Hugh's fine.
Hugh?
Yeah, Hugh.
Hey, thank you, Hugh. I appreciate the conversation. I would say, look up Orthodoxy. Not trying to convert you. It's probably not going to convert you, but understand a little bit, even if you don't agree with it. But and I'll continue to understand more about different worldviews. So I appreciate it, Hugh, for this conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a good rest of your day.
Yeah, take care, man. Yeah, you too. Bye-bye. Peace.
Good call. Love it. I missed a lot on YouTube. I missed a whole hell of a lot. I missed an absolute fuck of a lot. Yeah, that was a good caller. Good caller. Honest. To the best of his abilities, for sure. Didn't just make excuses. Acknowledge his wrongs. Maybe he really was an atheist. No, no, but yeah. W caller, for sure. See here. Oh, Wandering Blue still trying to claim objective morality. Yawn. I don't know why y'all so stuck up on the word objective, when you can look up what it means and look up if your God has a mind or not. Like I don't get it. I wish I got it. I don't get it. Just y'all so insistent on copy pasting from one another. It's just like, it's so putrid. Just ugh. You're so insistent on sticking up with Cliff Nettles terminology. The answer, why wouldn't you do it, is simply that it causes harm and distress to the child with no benefit. Exactly. Look, taking morals out of it, logically speaking, there's just no good reason to. Plus, having a moral conviction in and of itself isn't a good reason to think that a God gave it to you. Because the same God that tells me not to rape a kid apparently didn't tell priests whose whole job it is to preach their religion not to rape kids. So let's address that. God is your God is the giver of everybody's morality, but he can't tell his own people to not do the thing that I morally disagree with, just to make sure we're on the same page. It's like just to make sure we're on the same page here. The God that allows his own teachers of his law to do these things doesn't want me doing these things, and it's the reason I think doing these things is wrong. Come on, let's stop it. Let's get some help. I don't follow the hypothetical. Priests rape kids. Not all of them, obviously. You know, I don't want to seem so super edgy here, but they do it. They do it. There's some that do it. It's a really horrible thing that happens, right? And they're God's people, you know, Christians. Their whole job is to, you know, be a priest, do all the things that come with priesting, you know, priesthood, right? But here they are doing this thing that I find to be horrific. And yet you then want to claim that I find this thing horrific because of a God existing that, you know, is the reason for them being priests. Like, please make it make sense. They're arguing for the existence of a God. I mean, they teach about a God that gives all of us our morality, including me, my morality, that says that doing the things that they do is wrong. Stream on Kick is lagging a little. That's because of Kick. It's not because of me. Kick servers are kind of iffy. Can I have it both ways? Either God creates robots following instructions, or we have free will, or. But you know. So you're arguing that God values free will more than kids getting raped? Is that what you're saying? Because if so, ugh. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
It is going. How are you today?
So, you asked if I think God is just an imaginary friend.
Yep.
I
Oh wait,
don't
no,
think
wrong.
that's the case.
Wait, no, wrong number. This is a Happy's Pizza. What would you like to order?
Okay.
No, I was kidding. What's up?
Oh, never mind. Must be the wrong number then. Thank you.
No. Oh, he thought it. Wait, I got there a second. Wait, did he actually think it was the wrong number? Wait. How do we gain the ability to be rational or have a conscience if there is no God? Evolution. All right, Wandering Blue. Let me go and get you something else to do for tonight. Let me go and get you on out of here. Wandering Blue, what's your last words, my buddy? You're not here to be honest. I'm not here to have you. I ain't on no meds, boy. All right, fair enough. Put user in timeout. See you tomorrow, bro. And you will return tomorrow. You need the attention. All right, Wandering Blue, have a good rest of your night. Peace out. Take care. Much love. Have a good one, bro. It's good news. Fuck out. See you later, dude. Skadooshed. Get skadooshed. Would you rather have us all be robots? If me being a robot means that kids don't get raped, absolutely I'd rather be a robot. Yes, correct. God obviously disagrees. Just say it. Just say God valued us not being robots more than he values kids not being raped. Please tell me. That's all you gotta say. It shouldn't be that hard. Just to make sure we're arguing for the same God here. He values us having free will more than he values kids not getting harmed. Just say it. Why are we having such an issue with saying it? It's not God's fault for genocide. That's not what I said. Just say the thing. What's wrong with the thing? You're implying it. You're implying that this bad, horrible thing happens because God doesn't want us to be robots. So simply say God values us not being robots more than he values kids being safe. Do you think it's okay for God to create man knowing that many would go to eternal hell? Absolutely not, because why would he do it? God values genuine love and free will over suffering. Values genuine love and free will over suffering. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Kids are saved always. That's not what I said. If like being a robot got rid of rape and illness and death, I'd take it in a heartbeat. Absolutely, yeah. Sign me up. Yeah, you can call admit R's. Yeah, call on in. Give me a call. Wait until these guys find out no one has free will. I mean, yeah, that's a whole other conversation though. Under Christianity though, you cannot have free will in the first place. They only stick to free will so they can have a cop-out concept to assign all the bad things to. Because once any part of it is on not on God's fault but on our fault, then the whole thing falls apart. Suffering comes from God who created man and who's all powerful. Exactly. Yeah. Will I be on speakers? Yeah, you'll be on the stream. The stream will be able to hear you. It'll just be they'll just hear me talking to myself. I'm not trying to be sarcastic. Yeah, I am. That's not to call you stupid, but no, yeah, it'll be funny. If somebody calls in, I'm just all they can hear is a one-way conversation. Not everyone will agree with you. What's better about being a robot or being free, and how does Christianity not have free will? Christianity does not have free will. Does not have free will because we'll talk about it later. Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 27.
Okay, yeah, what's up? How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
It's been a day. It's one of those days.
Okay, am I on live right now?
Yeah, they can hear you.
Oh, crap. Okay. So what's the topic?
Is God just an imaginary friend?
Is he imaginary? No, I believe he's part of the simulation.
Part of the simulation? You believe in like simulation theory?
Yes, I do.
Oh.
And I believe that free will can be gained every day. You just have to find the right time to use it. Like escape from the simulation that you were programmed in and you slept through the night.
How do I escape the simulation?
You gain free will. So like me calling you was free will. But was it really free will? Because you had added it to your stream to say call me. So that what's the word for that? It prompted me to call you. So is that free will? I don't know, but I used my free will to call you because I could have decided to call you or not to call you.
I feel like we're kind of getting it. I don't believe in free will either as an atheist, but I don't think, like your decision to call me was based on the prompt, but if you chose not to call me, you would be choosing to do so because you had other things that you wanted to do. I think that
right, exactly.
Yeah, I think that if we have, I don't think when I hear the term free will, I think our arbitrary agency allowing us to do whatever we want to in that moment, no matter what. But I think if we live in a universe where there's a reason for everything that we do, or at least there's a cause behind all of our actions, then we don't have free will either. But that's a whole other story.
That's predestination.
Yeah, I'm a determinist. The predestination, I don't think of time linearly. I think of it just as like a description rather than like a construct that we're moving through. So technically, no, I don't believe in predestination. But if I did believe in linear time, then yeah, I would.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah, if that makes any sense. But yeah, do I have to eat like a pill or something to break free? My bills are high, dude. I want out of this shit.
Well, if you want to be part of MK Ultra, sure.
Speaking of which, have you seen this movie called American Ultra?
Mm-mm.
It was starred Jesse Eisenberg, Kristen Stewart. Who was that? Was that Topher Grace?
Kristen Stewart sounds familiar. I'm not too good with actors and actresses, but it's not my forte. But yeah. I haven't seen that movie. It's
a stoner movie, but it's about this guy who was apparently part of some sort of MK Ultra like program, and he was just some stoner in a small town.
Recommend it to me later.
Okay, yeah.
Recommend that to me later. I'll definitely watch it.
I would text it to you,
Yeah.
but I can't text from computer. It's weird. I'll try to
Oh,
though.
okay.
Wait 1 second.
Are you using a Skype application or something?
Yeah, I'm using this called Text Now, which is like it's like a free phone number basically, and you can just
Oh, wow, okay.
you can talk over your computer.
Oh,
Let me see. American Ultra. Uh-oh, your account is still being set up for web access. Oh my goodness. I guess try to remember the name of it. I don't know.
Okay.
It's
Kristen Stewart movie?
yeah, Kristen Stewart. It's pretty fun. It's a fun movie. Yeah. Is it not? Is it top tier cinema? No. Is it? Will you like it? Yeah, probably.
I hope so, because PTSD.
Yeah.
So what's it about?
It's basically about this guy.
Stewart movie.
Yeah, it's about this guy played by Jesse Eisenberg, the guy who played Mark Zuckerberg in the social network or whatever it's called.
I know, I've seen that one, the social networking one.
Yeah, and he
It's
was
on Netflix, right?
I think it's on it used to be on Netflix. I don't know if it is now.
Yeah, it used to be, yeah.
But basically
I know that movie, yeah.
basically he was a secret agent or like a weapon of the government, like a highly trained killer or whatever. And he's in a small town. He's just some stoner dude. Not crash out, burn out. Doesn't, and for some odd reason he gets really anxious whenever he tries to leave the town. And apparently one day he wakes up, and it's a fun one.
Wait, was this just released recently?
I want to say 2015, 2016, like 9 or 10 years ago.
Is it called Love Beating?
No, that's a new one. That's brand new. That's like last year.
Yeah, last year, yeah. I can't find the one I'm talking about, but
Oh yeah, but
definitely recommend it to me later.
okay, that sounds good. I might have to log into my phone from this phone number to actually text it to you or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Oh, okay. But anyway, so what happened to your chat on YouTube? Let's see. Are you still live?
Yeah, I'm still live. They can hear me.
Okay.
I try to give undivided attention to my callers when they call in.
Yeah. So what are people saying is God is imaginary friend? Are they saying it's true or false?
I got into one true, gotten a couple falses. That's
Okay.
people are kind of running the gamut here.
God values genuine love and free will over suffering. I believe that. Tornado clue.
I think that's awful. I think if a lack of free will would give, like, let's assume God is real, let's assume free will is real. I think that if free will has to give way for, like kids to suffer, I would much prefer if we didn't have it. Assuming God and free will were both real, but I don't know. That's just me though, personally.
Yeah, give me one second. I actually need for a second.
I can barely hear you. You got really bad on that one. Is Warner and Blue gone yet? Yeah, I got him out. Dude, he just wasn't intent on being honest, dude. He was just here to troll and fuck around and spew catchphrases. He just wasn't worth it. Have you ever watched How High? No, it has. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, what were you saying?
Oh no,
I was talking to the chat.
Yeah, I was talking to the chat for a second. But yeah, I guess the point I was making when before he came over is that for me personally, if God were real and free will was real, and free will is what gave way for kids to suffer, I'd much prefer if we didn't have free will and kids didn't suffer. But that's just me.
Yeah, I prefer kids didn't suffer too, but like God gave us He put evil into the world to see what we would do with our free will, if we would save those people or not. That's what I believe.
Yeah, I don't know. I think a guarantee of kids' safety should be above most all else. But that's
above what?
I said that the safety of children should probably be above most everything else, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah, I do agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like children are.
Yeah, they're
it's
innocent.
not until you're like 18. Basically, they say 18 is when you're an adult, but
Yeah.
18 is not even when your brain fully develops.
Yeah. Just I'd say at the very least 20. You know, it's like you know, like
Yeah.
at the like at the very least you don't have the word teen at the end of your name.
It depends, like, I don't know what I want to say, but
It depends. It depends for sure.
yeah, it depends. Yeah.
Definitely not below 18 though, but yeah, it depends.
Right.
But yeah, all right, yeah, we're in a simulation. I will work on escaping it. I guess.
Yeah, you gotta escape it. You really do.
Just gotta.
Hey, I was wondering if can I read some of the Bible out loud or no? Or do we not do that here?
Prefer if we didn't, unless it was like,
Okay,
unless there was like maybe
fine.
a point to like. I don't know. It depends.
I understand you've already debunked Christianity. I guess since you're an atheist. Am I getting that right? Or
yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I've come to the very clear conclusion that it can't be real, or can't be true at least. I mean, real, obviously it's real, but true, it's like, eh. So.
That's funny.
But yeah. All right. I guess I'll get back to chat. But yeah, appreciate you calling, and I will try.
No problem.
I'll try my best to text you later for that. Maybe not come out the blue on it, but yeah, text you the name of the movie.
Okay, you can just text me and my number. It's fine.
Okay, got you. All right, thank you. Take care.
All right, bye. You too.
Bye-bye. She has a very Never mind. I'm not gonna say what I was about to say. Because it would have. Because anybody who knows where I'm from, yeah, it's I think we're not that far actually. That's all I'm saying. I don't think me and her are that far away. I'm back. Why can't it be true? You can't be separated from God, but also him be omnipresent. Furthermore, he can't be outside of time and space, but also be omnipresent. Furthermore, if we want to just get real pragmatic with it, snakes don't talk, donkeys don't talk, bushes don't talk, and people don't come back from the dead. Hello, Hugh. What is? Say it. Oh no. I think we're judging from your area code. I think we're not that far from each other. That's what I was. Yes, they do. Snakes don't talk. You have a question? What's your question, Quack? Yeah, didn't wanna snakes hiss. They don't tell people to eat fruits off of trees though. If he lives in a higher dimension, he can control everything. So he's not everywhere. He's not inside of our reality. So he's not omnipresent. So direct contradiction with in the Bible where it says he is in Proverbs. Can you code? No, I can't code. I couldn't even begin to. There's also God's love. Even though we sin or have the ability to do evil, we can repent and be forgiven. Why is there a need for forgiveness in the first place? If he's all powerful, shouldn't that mean he should be powerful enough to forgive us without any sort of need for repentance? Yes, he is. The same way you can write on a piece of paper, God can write on the universe. But I'm not in the paper, though. Are you intentionally misunderstanding what I'm saying, or is it like, are you just not tracking? Omnipresent means everywhere. Everywhere means inside of our universe, since our universe is a place. Outside of it as well, sure. If there is an outside of our universe, he's both outside of it and in it. But to say outside of it and not in it means he's not omnipresent. Even the Bible says he can't enter a town if someone took a dump on the ground. Omnipresence defeated with a single shit. Let's go, baby. Let's fucking go. Let's make a war between the chats and give each chat their own space while you're debating on the phone. We debate each other. That would be pretty fun, but I think I need a lot more viewers for that. 13 on YouTube. God damn, 13 on YouTube. Thank y'all. Appreciate it. 13 on YouTube isn't going to cut it. And like, what is it? None on Twitch. 6 on Trovo that aren't talking. 1 on Kick. None on it ended Instagram. And yeah, like it's not going to do much. But that would be hilarious. Give us your take on God without any comments from the chat. I just don't think that any gods are real. While I could be wrong about any, like a deistic or like a nondescript or even an undiscovered version of a God being real. I personally don't hold any sort of belief in the idea that they are real. I think that the Christian God is proven false by his nature being contradictory with the doctrine, which would, at the very least, with that together, would contradict logic, and I don't think logic can be contradicted. Pragmatically speaking, there's no proof of the supernatural claims. And from the outside in, it all appears to very clearly be made by people with human motivations, which leads me to believe that it was a human that wrote it. If I donate the 57 cents I have to my name, can I join the main? You have 57 cents to your name? Broke bitch. Okay, let me stop. Let me stop. You buy me boba? No, I'm not buying you boba. It's not happening. I'm not buying anybody anything. It's not happening. Oh, maybe after I make a lot more money doing this, but spending my own money on this, nah, hell no. Do you have a Discord? I do have a Discord. Yeah. Go to the description of this video, and it should be toward the, not the bottom, but the middle. Yep, just click on the description. Little thing that says 13 watching now, started streaming 3 hours ago. Just click that. Or click my channel, click any video like recently that came out, and go to the description of it. And I have a Discord. I have a. You're on YouTube. I don't know why I put my Why did I put my YouTube channel in my YouTube? Oh wait, yeah, I remember. Because when you write your description out on Streamlabs, it goes to YouTube and Facebook. And so when I start streaming on Facebook, I want to direct them to my YouTube as well. So anyway, I have a Twitch, have a TikTok that I'm not going to stream on, just upload on. I have a Facebook that I'm going to start streaming on soon. Have an Instagram, I stream there too. Have a Kick, stream there. Have a Trovo, stream there. Have a Discord to hang out in. I guess I'll plug the other shit. If you want to support the stream, you can send text-to-speech for $1 or more through the link. You can either tip me that $1 or you can donate that $1 to the crisis text line. I don't get that $1, but I owe them my life, so you know, either or is fine. If you want to send TTS, I guess. I have a Cash App, I have a Venmo, I have crypto, like, you know, every other burnout does. If you want to send me food while I'm live, there's a link for that. If you want to check out my wish list, that's down there too. So, you know, just gotta plug my shit. Gotta plug my shit. Why can't God be inside and outside the universe? Don't take it. Oh no, he can be. I'm saying, like, if he's omnipresent, he would have to be. So can we please stop insisting that he's just outside of the universe and not in it? He has a link tree with all his socials. On YouTube, you can just click the description. I put everything there. But normally, I do have a link tree. Crypto, you mean Bitcoin? Yeah, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, PayPal USD. I saw those being the 5 cryptos that were available on PayPal, and I was like, I don't want to use PayPal for crypto though, so those are my Kraken addresses. I need to make a minimum of 4 freaky jokes per live or I start tweaking. Ugh, unfortunate. Yes, exactly. He can come inside the universe, so it's come inside the universe implies that he's not already in it. If he's omnipresent, he's already in it. Vayed, do we have to just ban you? You've come here often. You come here often and you still choose to not track. You come here often. You're here every stream. How can you not track what I'm saying? Stop trying to weasel around, dude. If you're omnipresent, you are inside the universe as well as outside of it. You're in the paper, you're in our cells, you're in our thoughts, you're in our dreams, you're in our imaginations. You're everywhere literally already. I come inside the universe daily. Me too. High five. If you are omnipresent, omni meaning all, then you are already present everywhere. 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 So take it up with the Christians who wants to then claim that he's can't be accounted for in our universe and science can't explain him and this, that, and the third, who are saying he's outside of the universe to explain it away. Take it up with them. Like, is he in it or out of it? Which is it? If he's in it, then science should be able to explain him, and the evidence should be able to explain it, but it doesn't. No proof of the resurrection or anything. If he's only outside of it, then he's not omnipresent. If he's in both, then it should still be able to, then you have twice the issue. Appreciate it, Quack. Yep, it's in the description. Well, technically my link tree isn't in my description, but all the links that I have in my link tree are in my description on YouTube. I feel like it's just one less click for people. Both, how so? Because then now you have to prove the resurrection. Now you have to prove all the supernatural scientific claims that happened in our universe because of your God. Or at least because of some divine whatever the fuck. Prove the flood, can't do it. Doesn't make any sort of scientific sense. You'd have to prove all these different sorts of things. If God is really be allowed to impregnate Li Bing, you know what? G2, I'm not about to sit here and read one new Korean name every minute. Do you just take a fucking South Korean phone book and you're just like, all right, I'm about to type something freaky, and then like you type out the message beforehand like in a template, and then before you choose what name to put there by looking in a Korean phone book? What's next? Kim Jong-un? If God is real, I'll be allowed to impregnate Kim Jong-un tonight with a strap. Is that what you do? Just who are these random Koreans? I talk about the same three people. No, the fuck you do not. The same three people. Fuck out of here. You're racist. How is that racist? If anything, you're the racist. God can change the rules of science too, so you can't use science to explain them. I agree. You can't use science to explain God because he makes no goddamn sense. In everything else in our universe, it can be explained scientifically. God's just like, oh, let me change the rules of science for this particular event, and then just like turn them back to normal. That's fucking stupid. That's the dumbest thing I've heard all night, actually. That is quite literally the dumbest thing I've heard tonight. Squid Game Gooner? No, what the fuck? Oh, you're talking about G2. Hear me out, Scrub Daddy? What about Scrub Daddy? Okay, I feel like that'll hurt a little bit. I'll hear you out, though. Why is it dumb? That God can change the rules of science just to do an event solely because he wants to, and that he then turn them, like, let me turn the rules off and do the event and then turn them back on. Are we fucking joking? Hello? Huh? Let me turn on the rules of, let me turn off the rules of science and logic for a second. Do the flood and then turn them back on. Not what is more admitted? I mean, what makes more sense? That it didn't happen, or that God can just do whatever he wants and did whatever he wants solely so the story can make sense? Are we fucking joking? That's how he shows he's God? By turning off, he turned off physics. Dude turned off physics and then turned it back on. Like a light switch? Like a light switch or something? You probably get a rash or something, probably. Dude turned off physics. There we go. You know what? Let's pack it up. Let's pack it up. I'm convinced. I'm convinced. I'm convinced. I've been convinced, y'all. I'm convinced. We did it. Yep, we did it. I got proof. God turned off physics and then turned them back on. 1 second. Anybody need prayer in the chat? This is my first time doing this since the TikTok ban. Does anybody need prayer in the chat? Quacks, what do you need prayer for? What prayer do you need? Yes, me prayer, please. All right, G2 asked for prayer. Sister G2 in the chat asked I gotta remake this for the horizontal streams. It looks awful. But I will impregnate Lee Byung-hun tonight. All right, let me see how to pronounce that. Lee Byung-hun. All right, y'all know what time it is. Anybody who's been around long enough, you know what time it is. But I've come to Father God. I've come to know His grace. Tyler needs some. You know what, Tyler? Normally, I don't ask Father God for fornication. I don't ask Father God to help you sin, because that's a sin, by the way. If you're not married, that's a sin. Okay? But just for you, I got you. Father. Father, 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 Father God. Father. I come to you today, Father God. Father God, please. Oh, wait. Don't ever call in to interrupt my prayers. I'm communing with the Father. Father God, please. You've proven yourself to us by turning off the laws of physics and then turning them back on, Father. Father, bless this chat, Father. Sister G2 in the chat, she prays to you in your holy name that she will impregnate Li Bonghun tonight. Please bless her, Father. You turned off the laws of physics to make the flood possible, I guess. Turned off the laws of biology so that men can get pregnant, Father. Yes. Yes, turn off the laws of biology. Turn off the laws of biology, please, Father, yes. So that she may impregnate this cisgendered man, Father. Father God, Tyler in the chat also. That's right. Tyler in the chat also, Father, wants some pussy. Father, bless him with some pussy tonight, Father. May the pussy hit him hard and fast and soft, Father, yes. In your holiest of names, I pray to you, yes, Father, yes. I pray to you. Ashwagandha. Yes, yes. Wait. Oh, I feel it. I feel it. I feel it. God is coming in me. Yes. Yes, amen. A women, a they them, yes. 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 Yes, Father. Yes. You snooze, you lose, Quack and Blue Badger. Yes, it's still very live. Very much so live. Marriage, the loving contract between a man and another man to purchase his property for goods and or currency. Hell yeah. Teach me. Alright, let me unmute text now. Whoever called, don't you ever call during the middle of a prayer ever again. You should do a stream where it's just you being pastor. I really want to do that, dude. I was writing a whole sermon too. It was gonna be the most fucked up sermon ever, but it was a sermon nonetheless. It was gonna be really, really, really funny. I still have it saved. I can add to it, finish it off. It was gonna be like a nice 15, 30-minute long sermon. And it was if Christians actually agreed with it, it would have been the worst thing ever. Glad I could entertain Tyler. Yeah, it was putrid. It was gonna be so bad. I was gonna tie everything into it. What's up, Quacks? Quack. Kickstream bugged. Still working for me. Yeah, I can still see it perfect. Reminder to join Seek God Club on just Discord to dismantle their ideas. Oh gosh, who is this? Oh wait, is it like a server or something? If so, I would love to if I'm bored. I can only stand talking, like going into their space to talk to them if I've been like drinking or smoking or something. Right now I'm stone cold sober. Who's my first victim? What the fuck? Oh man. Says you turned off the laws of physics to make the flood possible, since you're God and can just do whatever you want to show you're God. Even though there's no evidence that this ever happened, by the way. Just turn off the laws of biology. Yeah, let's get men pregnant real quick. I couldn't hold it in after reading that shit. Are we fucking joking? Like, are we joking? Like, hello. I'll pray myself to Father. It is a server. Oh man, I might join there. just turn off. Let me just turn physics off. Yeah, just a silly little guy. Let me turn off physics real quick. Let me not think like, oh, maybe this just didn't happen, or maybe it's like a localized flood or something, or anything like that. No, let me just say he turned off physics, I guess. Yeah, okay, for sure. Yep. Just turned off physics. Let Hugh forgive quacks. Oh no, that's never happened. Oh man. I can't get over it. He didn't say it like that, but just I don't know, it's just he just turned off physics? Just physics don't work anymore? All right, let me yeah, let me call this guy back, whoever this is. Oh, no, you know, fuck it, why not? What is this? Ooh. I love how this went from intellectual discussion to a guy moaning with God. Yeah. That's, if you, I don't know if you found me through YouTube or TikTok, but that's basically how my streams go. It's just, it starts off with like, you know, debunking claims made, trying to make people think critically, to just moaning and stupidity. You can believe in God any moment. God comes and goes. Oh, God's gonna come, all right. Oh yeah. Okay, that's okay. You know, I'm sorry. Through YouTube, and glad I found you. Hell yeah, appreciate it. I'll get off here. For those who watch wrestling, Saturday night's main event is gonna start. Contract signing between Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes. Jacob Fatu versus Braun Strowman. That's gonna hit. That is gonna be a good match right there. That is gonna be a really, really good match. So I'm getting off here. Thank y'all though. Stream the fight. I can't. You WWE they'll claim the stream or take it down. I'd love to though. Just tune in to NBC if on your like local NBC station. Admit ours. Is your NBC station channel 4 per instance? Per chance, or you know? I was wondering why you're streaming normal hours on damn Saturday. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I was trying to get some OT in, but I stopped after like the last hour. I couldn't do it. Yes, it is. Okay, yeah. You call the North Dakota phone number, but I'm not that far from you. Not that far from you. WWE is about as real as God. I know it's scripted. Obviously, no shit, it's scripted. No shit, the guy, you know, that they, you watch it for literally half a second, you can tell it's scripted, but, or at least that they're not actually fighting. But still fun to look at. Still fun to watch the storylines. I always hate when people use that argument. It's like, I know you're not using it per se, but people use that argument. It's like, oh, you watch WWE, dude? It's fake, man. I'm like, what's the fix to that? Let me watch anime. It's like, let me watch some anime, I guess. Let me watch Naruto. Like, my bad. Let me go watch Squid Game, I guess. Just Just yeah. You watching the UFC? Not really, no. I mean, every time I happen to see it, I love it. I do like watching it. That and boxing, but I just don't often watch it. I don't really ever seek them out. Nice, let's keep in touch. I'll show you how to gain free will because you're super programmed to the simulation. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Free me. Teach me. For sure. But yeah, I'm out. Yeah, see y'all later. Thanks for the stream. It was a good one. If you want to talk off stream, the easiest way is in Discord. I don't check that number after stream, or at least I won't. It's my first day using it, but join my Discord. Be 18, dude. Be 18. Read the rules. I have a rule. Like when you come into the Discord, there's a rules channel. And the rules channel at the very first rule is be 18 or over. Be 18 or over in the Discord. What else? Subscribe to the YouTube if you haven't already. You know, if you're on Twitch, follow. If you're on Facebook, follow. I'm gonna start doing streams there after the 13th of next month. If you're on Instagram, follow up. If you're on Kick, follow up. If you're on Trovo, you're not Russian, so most likely not, but follow up. In the future, if you would like to support the stream, text to speech, either tip me $1 or donate $1 to the crisis text line for text to speech, $1 or more. Not gonna act like I need more than $1 per message though, you know. Cash App, Venmo, crypto, all in the bio. If I'm ever live and you want to send me a pizza, even if I'm not live, you just like want to send me a pizza or something, you know, that's down there. My wish list is down there. If you buy me a Bible, I will burn it on stream. Dead ass, not even joking. It's on my wish list. I'll burn a Bible on stream, or the Quran too. I don't give a fuck. They're both pretty awful. But yeah, see you later. Have a good one. Peace out.